All right, what about that one? All right, there we go. Microphone array Realtek audio. Can you guys hear me now? My computer now says I have sound. Yes, fantastic. Thanks, guys. I have 3 possible settings for sound, and apparently I had the other one on. Yay. Thanks, guys. Oh, we've got so many people here already this morning. Oh, let's put the light on and see if that... Hey, that does even better. Okay. Oh, that's as far as that's getting. Okay. There you are. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, Kay. Hello, Rella Cunning, South Texas. Miss Char. Charlie, Jeff, Cynthia, Jim Steele, Robert, Metal Sharks, J-Man. I think we got everybody. All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate everybody being here this morning after the marathon 24 hours yesterday. That was quite the thing. Oh, let me set up my second computer so I can hear myself on the feedback. And that way I'll know if I'm... Hey, there we are. We are live. Okay, why do play video? How do we do that? Okay, let's go back to this. Let's hit this button. View on YouTube. There we go. All righty, guys. I've got my feedback loop set up. All righty, gang. We're good to go. Charlie says loud and clear. Jeff says howdy. Cool, we have sound. Yes. Are you sunburned again? No, okay. Actually, I'm not. It's just the way I've got a light coming from the top of my desk there to try and not give me any back shadow, but I haven't been out on the beach for a week yet, Kay. But we're working on it, Kay. Mr. Bill's here. Thanks, Bill. Hear me loud and clear. Thanks, buddy. Bill made almost as many streams as I did yesterday. I saw a lot of you folks in a lot of the streams. I made all of them except from 1 a.m. to 7 a.m. I hung in till 1 a.m. and then I got back up around 8 and started logging right on. And I think I made every one all the way till 5:30 with Deej doing her coin roll. There's a rumor going around that you are dating a 103-year-old woman. Is that rumor is Miss Metal Pirate Girl in here? Look at that. Good morning, Miss Metal Pirate Girl. Keelan Broham, there's a rumor going around that you are dating a 103-year-old woman. No, I don't think I appreciate my girlfriend. I would appreciate people thinking she's 103 years old. Marty's nuts about digging and coins. Good morning. So Metal Pirate Girl is Karen. See, I'm trying to get names associated with channels. So good morning, Karen. Much more personal when you people call people by their name. Papa Rouse Karen is Bill. Mr. Bill. Oh no, Mr. Bill. And if you remember that from Saturday Night Live, you're really old. Well, folks, I hope that everybody that did the streams, all the hosts on the streams, I hope you picked up some subscribers because I know all of us out there listening and watching, we were busy subscribing to each other's channels. And I went and checked out several new channels. I went and watched several, some people had some shorts under a minute. And I learned something yesterday, guys. I did my second short yesterday that 65 of you have already watched. So thank you very much. I made that short 59 seconds, 0.03 tenths of a second to keep it under the 1 minute that I was told that qualifies as a short. They're not 1 minute videos, they're videos under 1 minute. But when you put it on at 59.03 tenths of a second, YouTube views that as another minute and it counted as a minute. And so when my video went up, it showed 1 minute, not 59 seconds. So I quickly deleted it and edited out 1 full second to get it down to 58.3 seconds. So then it qualified as a short. So YouTube will take your tenths of a second and round them up to the next second. So make sure you keep it at 59.0 or below so you qualify. Yeah, Bill, we did make it to a lot of streams yesterday, and it was a blast. Some people had some really fun streams. Like I say, Deej and Karen were doing coin roll hunting with pennies. They were finding a few Wheaties. They found a lot more Canadians. Karen got a full set of the 2009 Lincolns with all 4 different backs on the Lincoln penny. I always look for them when I do my penny coin roll huntings. Brenda and Nancy were doing like marathon days. I don't know if they slept any yesterday. They probably will not be here this morning because they're probably going to sleep right through today. Thank you, Clark's Cove, for my Reese's coffee cup. And but yeah, a lot of people made I saw a lot of you folks yesterday during the streams yesterday. No worries, Karen. I keep that cheat sheet here that I think it was Brenda or Nancy, somebody sent to me on my iPad, and I need to be able to print that out so I can have it right here. But I'm learning more and more people's names every day. I know that Mr. Geoff from Austria goes by Jeff, so I've learned to call him Jeff. I felt old listening to Mr. Bill years ago. Somewhere, Jim, somewhere I have a Mr. Bill T-shirt from back when I was like a size medium, not a size 3X. And that might be a collector's item. And also somewhere in my storage, I have, and this is going to blow your people's mind for the older people, I have a Max Headroom T-shirt somewhere, if anybody remembers Max Headroom. Kay says she's got to catch up on the many videos. Have you ever got a selfie with Huey at your front door? Nope, don't know what that means, Glenn. I know, we're showing our age, Rob. Oh no, Mr. Bill! It's Mr. Hand. I always thought Mr. Hand was very mean to Mr. Bill. Marty, I'm ready to break through the border. Yeah, she said yesterday, Karen was saying yesterday, she only lives about 40 miles from the Canadian border. Are you able to go over the border, Karen? Or are they still keeping us dirty, filthy Americans out that are full of COVID? Have you ever got a selfie at your front door with Huey? Nope, still don't know what that means. Good morning, Mr. Countryside Russell. How are we today, sir? We miss you in Zoom. YouTube can be so quirky. Yes, it can. Okay, Rob, what is a short? I have been seeing a lot of them lately. Well, that's a good question, Karen, because I don't know much myself either. I just saw a few other people doing them that they were putting on videos of approximately 1 minute or 58 seconds. And I happened to mention it to Randolph Relic Recovery, and he sent me a text saying that it's a new category that YouTube has. I guess it's trying to compete with TikTok and their 30-second videos because apparently they're losing some people to, or some people on YouTube are also now doing TikTok videos. You'd have to basically show your item coming out of the hole. If you find silver or something, like I say, TikTok's either 30 seconds or a minute, I believe. But I know a lot of people are doing TikTok videos. I watch some. It's easy to do, especially when you're waiting somewhere, and you can just watch a quick 30-second video. So eBay, yeah. YouTube has created a category called hashtag shorts, and you're supposed to put the hashtag in your title and also in your subtitle where it shows up as the blue hyperlink. And then if people are typing in hashtag shorts, then your video will come up on YouTube, supposedly according to the algorithm. I'm learning all this myself. I'm sure somebody out there has made a YouTube video on how to make YouTube video shorts. So, but they're under 1 minute videos, and I've done my second one now, and both of them have been received very, very well. Of course, I did get 1 thumbs down on my first one. Folks, I can understand you might not like a 20-minute video, or it might not be your toast, but what the hell, a 58-second video and you're leaving a thumbs down? Do Brenda and Nancy know Bill Porter? I don't know, Glenn. I know Brenda and Nancy know a lot of people, and they moderate for a lot of channels. Good morning, Miss Deej. You slept like a rock. I bet you did. Oh, that's funny, Deej. Kay said she also found an old dog tag that I have to get cleaned up. I'm hoping that it's at least early 1900s. Yeah, Kay, get it cleaned up, because there's a good chance that that it might be it might have a date on it. I saw that, Jim. I saw that. We all wished you congratulations when you were telling us that in the stream yesterday. Your marathon yesterday was 2 hours at an 1870 yard. Oh my gosh, we would give eye teeth to do an 1870 yard. So congratulations again, Jim. And Deej, I wasn't going to make a comment on that, but your answer is absolutely perfect. Thank you, Deej. Holy wow, Max Headroom. Wow. Well, at least she even knows who Max Headroom was. He was great. Yeah, they were funny commercials. I know, Bill. The coin roll was a fun, and then the channels that had other people come on for a few minutes, they were fun and interesting too. And then a couple of the channels, the gentleman from England, I believe he was in, he has a co-host, and I think that's great because it helps you keep track of everything in your channel, kind of like Marlon does when he has the stream after mine ends here. Marlon has a co-host that helps him keep track of everything. I think that's a great idea. Monty Python's In Search of the Holy Grail, absolutely. You got the Killer Rabbit, you got the Black Knight. It's only a flesh wound. Just classic 70s and 80s comedy right there. Is that an English sparrow or an African sparrow? Oh yeah, Deej, that coin roll hunt was a lot of fun. You two were hilarious. Karen kept saying all the coins that were falling onto her floor. Yeah, Kay, we may have trolls. I think Miss Cynthia is correct. Where is Kay? Hold on. Oh, I don't know how to do that here, Cynthia. I don't know if I can do that through yeah, I don't think I can do a moderator on. I have to have her preset already in my, and I did not. Okay, well, let's do that. We've just eliminated one, Miss Cynthia. And Kay has found a 40 Merc. Congratulations, Kay. That was Deej's white whale coin for like 2 or 3 years. Robert says in Vegas, making a YouTube short would be easy for us guys here in Vegas. The last 5 hunts, we found nothing. You know, Vegas, it's funny. I have some new people come here or leave me comments on some of my videos saying, wow, you guys found such great stuff. We just go out and we find trash. Well, just as Vegas could tell you there, he finds plenty of trash, but you probably won't see those videos. You're not going to see my video with the trash in it. I'm going to try and show you videos where we had good hunts, but there's lots of hunts, guys. And there's hunts that Dalton and I done that we may not find our first weedy till 3 o'clock on our fourth or fifth property. So yeah, it happens, guys. You're not gonna find home runs on every hunt. Yeah, you're not gonna find Napoleonic silver on every hunt like Mr. Dalton recently did in a public park. I was asleep within 15 minutes after dinner. Jackson covered me up in the recliner. Guess I was snoring. Hey, that's the place to be. Paul B says shorts need to be by phone in an upright position, or you need to reverse the format from 9:16 to 16:9, I think. Thank you, Paul. More information on them that I did not know. I know it does, Bill, but it's I'll be honest with you. I don't need to go to somebody's. I don't have the time to go to somebody's channel just because I don't like them to leave a short. And I can think of one person in particular that some of us don't particularly care for. I don't have the time for that. I mean, if you come over and whatever I'm showing is not your cup of tea, then just leave. As Denise and I like to joke, don't go away mad, just go away. Good morning, Silver Wrench. Well, Karen, I hope you slept good too. And Countryside Russell says, I'm here. Did you all miss me? Yes, we have, Russell. That's why I sent you a comment the other day asking you where you been, buddy. I did miss you, and I've missed you in streams. Total was 2 silvers, 4 Wheaties, 1 Indian, and 1 dog tag. See, Jim, I would consider that a phenomenal day. Any day I told you, any day with a Wheatie is a good day. Any day with Wheatie and a silver is a phenomenal day. And then a Wheatie, silver, and an Indian, and then you add a dog tag around the area you hunt. We hunt. I don't know about you, Jim, but the area we hunt around here, coming home with an Indian is a phenomenal day. I have not shown it yet, guys. I still need to do one video from Florida Hunt 7. Gee, Rob, you're behind? Imagine that. But I got an Indian up at the Florida Hunt 7 weekend, but not on the Florida Hunt 7 property, but on a door knock that Troy did on an 1881 property that had a 1900 church attached to it. They let us do both properties, and it was 6 of us on that property, and me, Troy, Dalton, and the Groney boys, and all 3 of those that were up at Florida Hunt 7, and we pulled out silver. The Groney boys got silver. We got several Wheaties, and I got an Indian, and I also got a 20 Wheatie. So that hour and a half hunt we did on that church in the evening till it got dark was more productive than my entire day up at Florida Hunt 7. But I had a blast at Florida Hunt 7 and loved seeing everybody up there. I've had some vids hit the short shelf and do well, and some never made it to the short shelf and only got views from my subs. Not sure why. Yeah, Marty, I don't think I've had one breakout yet into the general, but then again, my content's more for my metal detecting community and the coin roll hunting and coin collecting community. Thank you, Cynthia. Wow, J-Man says his oldest dog tag so far is in the 60s. I'm amazed you haven't run across any older, Jamie. You hunt some old ground. Fun with dirt. Good morning, everybody. I think my oldest is either 27. I know Dalton just got one in the teens. Yep, somebody just tried to make a comment that I blocked because his comments are not congruent with my oldest dig dog. I'm assuming dog tag so far is 2017. My floor was crazy picking up all those pennies. I bet. I was in a 10-month drought. Okay, I think I've mentioned this before. I went 16 months in between finding silver quarters, between finding George Washingtons. I went a year and a half from one silver George Washington to the next, and then I go find it on a 1968 property of all places. I door knocked on this house. I thought it was late 50s, and she told me it was 68. And I said, "Well, I'll hunt it anyway." And I was getting all modern stuff, and then I stumbled across a 48 George Washington quarter on the property. It was my only old coin on the property, or silver, which then goes to show you that you actually can find stuff on a 60s property. We don't show trash or clad. Yeah, I try. The only time I usually show a clad coin is if I get a spill, or you want to make a comment about finding a 65 quarter when you're on a silver drought, or you've dug something really deep that sounds like silver or wheaty, and then it comes up to be a 59 or a 62 penny or something. But yeah, I'm right there with you, Las Vegas. They're redoing all of our old parks. I just knew there was silver where I've been finding old glass. Hey guys, if you get a chance to get in somewhere where they're scraping or they're doing some construction and the dirt is down, we had a public library. There's a public library down the street from Denise's house, and the county put an old property on that, kind of like as a little museum type thing, but it's been closed up for years. And it wasn't originally there, but the little plaque they have says there originally was a house from the 1870s there. So TJ hunted that way before I knew him, and the gentleman who got the barber quarter up at Florida, up in Melrose, and he got his only silver coin up to that date, which was a seeded half dime. So I mean, that's a phenomenal first silver find. I don't have one of those. Dalton's just got his first one, and that's the only silver he'd had. And and he called me up and said, "Hey Rob, they're redoing the whole parking lot area right there where that old house is that they put." And guys, they dug the parking lot down about 6 inches, and him and I were out there hunting, and he promptly found an Indian penny. So yeah, underneath the public library, guys, that used to have an old house. So if you get a chance to get some scrape, one of mine and Dalton's best days we ever had was in a little city just south of here, and they did an entire block sidewalk. They were redoing. They had to tear up the sidewalk and the ground next to it to put down new fire hydrant lines. So there was about a 4 to 5 foot width uh, on the sidewalk side to the street that was public property, and we got 6 or 7 Wheaties out of that, including I think I got a 20 something, and Dalton got an Indian head. He got a barber dime, and he got his one and only complete pocket watch that not only had the face and the hands on it, it still had the glass front bubble. It was a complete pocket watch underneath a sidewalk tear out from like late 1800 street. And I made that video. That was a very popular video. It was our first street/sidewalk tear out, and what a phenomenal day. And I keep checking that city. I've actually talked to somebody at their historical society recently, and she says there's plans to do several more streets that they're redoing. So I just need to get down there and keep an eye on it. Yep, sleeping was good, she said. Wow, Vegas is having problems on his grounds. The lockdown took its tolls in our hunting ground. Yeah, that's why I haven't been doing too many parks lately, guys, where I've gotten silver jewelry and stuff out of, because there was a long time that people weren't visiting. Now she says she has to roll up all those pennies. Karen, if you belong to a bank that has a coin sorting machine, you could just take them all in there. My one credit union allows me to take up to $100 of change a day, and put it in the machine. And you get the receipt, and you just give it to them, and they just deposit it in your account. Um, they do everything except half dollars. And so I was on a stream the other night, and people were like, "What are you doing, Rob?" Or I was in Pat's Zoom meeting. I said, "I'm sitting here rolling up all my halves," and they're like, "Why are you rolling them up?" Well, they don't take the halves in the machine, so that's the only thing I have to re-roll is the half dollars when I do those. But if I do my pennies, nickels, or dimes coin roll hunting, I just take them back at $100 a time at my credit union, and and then you can do that without wasting the time having to roll them up, Karen. Good morning, Paul B. and Silver Wrench, Russell said. Cynthia says, I found a cool old lighter, clad, and lots of rust. Hey, we find lots of rust, Cynthia. I left a comment on Roberto. Wish me luck metal detecting last video. Try and check up on him, but no answer. Wow, you're right. We haven't heard anything from him in a while. Deej, you're exactly right. He used to comment on mine all the time. He's a fun guy. Good morning, Fun with Dirt. I have not pulled any silvers yet this year. I'm up to I'm up to 6 Fun with Dirt, and I thought I was having a great year. And Dalton is on fire, guys. We have gone back to the park where he got the Napoleonic silver. We've gone back to that park 2 more times, and we have pulled another half dozen silvers out of that park, guys. A local park that did not have an old house on it. It had a baseball field there in the late 30s and early 40s that they used apparently up to the 60s, and then the county just eliminated the park. It's just an open field now, just like an open play area. It just looks like a piece of ground with a play set off to the side of it. And but Dalton did research and found out that there was a baseball field there in '39, and it was a pretty happening place. And not only has he gotten his Napoleon III French centimes silver out of it from the 1860s, Troy has gotten a bucket lister silver out of there, a Barber dime. I've gotten a Merc and a Washington quarter silver, and Dalton has pulled like 4 or 5 Mercs and 3 or 4 Rosies. And he recently got big silver out of that park, which you'll be seeing in an upcoming video. Yep, but you're right, DJ. I hope he's okay too. If I haven't heard from somebody, even if their last video is a few months old, I'll leave a comment on the video and ask them if it's okay. And there were several people that got sick, like my buddy Thor from Thor's Treasure over in Scotland. I didn't know he came down with COVID either. That's why we hadn't heard from him in a while. Good morning, Marty. And I believe they pronounced it yesterday, Verstal. Am I pronouncing that right? I've never known how to pronounce that, but I heard somebody say it yesterday. So good morning, Marty Verstal, and Marty's nuts about digging in coins. LG Res Detector, good morning. We have International in the house now. Good morning, LG. Wow. Relic Hunting South Texas catching up. Had one short go over 4,000 views. Wow. So many people see them on the short shelf. See, that's something else I didn't even know about. I don't even know what the short shelf is. I wouldn't worry about the thumbs down because it is interaction. They watched. Paul B, I think Marlin at Mayor Videos is 9:16. See, I don't know about those settings either. T said she only found 2 or 3 silvers last year. Good morning, Mr. Florida Knox. Wow, I'm way behind. He came in 6 minutes ago. Mr. Dalton. Yeah, he could put that bicep there. He is having a kick butt year. Fun with Dirt says he found Phil Source silver coins last year and mostly jewelry. Hey, I love finding silver jewelry as much as I love finding silver. Well, I love finding any jewelry. Cynthia says she's still looking for that first silver. Well, Cynthia, maybe if you're at Florida Hunt 8 next year, maybe we can sneak you out to a permission or something and see if we can get you silver, because we got 2 silvers on permissions after the day. J-Man's had some exciting finds lately. We're going to have to head over to J-Man's channel, Metal Sharks, and check out his finds lately. Russell says, remember to click the thumbs up, y'all. Thank you, Russell. Dee said she digs more relics than coins and booties. Yeah, it's funny how different locations, some tend to be more coins and some tend to be more relics. Got excited yesterday over a gold bracelet I dug. I got home and it was 1/20th plated costume. Paul B says, Paul, let me tell you something. One of my first gold rings I ever found was in a park about a foot away from a garbage can. And it was a huge gold ring with like 12 clear diamond looking stones on it. And I read the inside and it said 18 karat gold. And then it had some initials after it said HGE. I didn't know what HGE stood for, but I put that ring in my pocket. I didn't even put it in my pouch. I put it in my pocket and I walked around with that weight. And I was like, I'm a rich guy. The rest of the day is just going to be fun because I've just hit the mother load. I'm a rich guy. I got this big gold ring with diamonds. I took it to my jeweler and she started laughing. I said, what are you laughing about? She goes, it's not worth anything. I go, what do you mean it's not worth anything? It says 18 karat gold. It's got all these stones in it. And she says, Rob, it says HGE afterwards. That means heavy gold electroplate. She says, so this is 1/20th, just like Paul said, gold electroplate. She says they just put a thin coating over it and it's virtually worth nothing. J-Man says he got his first musket ball plus a 10K gold-filled medallion at a farm position. Video on the later coming soon. Congratulations, J-Man. Bill says he flew 2,500 miles from California to Tennessee to get a break in the weather, and he started to get a detect, and the first signal he got is a pull tab. Well, Bill, what else would you expect, buddy? That's oh, good morning, Hot Rocks. I missed Hot Rocks. Good morning, Hot Rocks. Welcome to the chat. Number 365 days of live stream. What do you think? Mark, sometimes it does seem like that, doesn't it? Cynthia's welcome Bill to the South. Got at least 4 videos to do catch up on editing. J-Man, I've got 2 more to do with editing too. Paul's going back relic hunting after lunch. That's great. I've got honeydews to do. Okay, we got rid of that one. Mr. Mallyman 24, Mr. M.A. Lyman, Mr. Mike, our favorite coin roll hunting channel with contest is in the room. Oh, your bank doesn't have one. Okay. Whatever happened to Square Nail Squirrel? That's a good question, Dalton. I checked on his channel the other day because I thought about him. And he still hasn't put up a video in like 4 or 5 months. Maybe it's a civil war. Oh, Bill, that's hilarious. Oh, I just found an old abandoned ball field. That's what we're doing right now, Fun with Dirt, and we are kicking butt on a ball field right now. We pulled at least 20 Wheaties out of it. There's a new credit they're building, and you're hoping. Hey, it could be. My goal is for at least one interesting or different find per video. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 hunts combined to make the one video. That do show some clash and trash finds. Yep, that's pretty much me, J-Man. If it's a big signal that I got excited about on the video or something, I'll just show it to say up. I was hoping that was going to be a silver or something, and it turned out to be a hose nozzle or something. Mark Thomas says Roberto was doing 1 or 2 videos a week, then nothing. You never know, guys. You never know if some of these people have gotten COVID and they live by themselves and they just don't feel good enough to put a video on to let people know. And Paul says I rarely find silver coins. Well, I know Dalton and Troy are on fire today. Troy sent me a text the other day telling me what he's at, and they're both ahead of me. Dang, these trolls showing up this morning. I put 2 of them in timeout, Kay. And okay, so we're going to be putting Moritz in a timeout too. Okay, he went away. Good morning, Miss Susie Q. She's not a troll. That's right, Jim. Keep trying, he tells Paul. That's the fun part. Absolutely. Worstel means sausage, okay? Mike says he's found 2 silvers in the Coinstar this year. That's excellent, Mike. I'm at 1. Hey, hold on. You okay? Thought I heard Thugman beating up the other cat, the little girl, so I had to intervene there. Sorry. Okay. Good morning, Treasure Bum and Flip Flop Girl. That is Mr. Wayne and his wife, Kathy. Wayne has become a new member of our club over here on the West Coast, even though he lives on the East Coast of Florida. His club has been inactive this year, and him and Pat have joined our club, and they're really looking forward to our big club family picnic next month out at Fort DeSoto, where we have catered barbecue come in. And we have a seated quarter hunt, and we play some different games for cash and prizes. So that is one of our 2 big functions our club does every year for the whole club. It's free for the club members that have paid their dues. So welcome, Wayne. South Texas says she's found 1 silver this year, some rings, and 1 gold ring. Yeah, my 22 karat gold ring turned out to be plated. I'm going to take it to a second drawer to have that confirmed, but I've got a total of 3 rings this year. 1 you haven't seen yet, so I'm not talking about it. It's the best ring I've ever found. You guys are going to be seeing that in an upcoming video. Jeff says he found 3 silver Roman last week and a medieval hammered silver. I'm telling you, Jeff, as soon as this whole COVID thing's over, I'm getting on a plane, buddy. You keep inviting me over there, and I'm going to get on a plane and show up at your doorstep, man. Just once. Just once. I'd like to. That would be phenomenal, Jeff. Cynthia, it's coming your way. Okay. South Texas heading soon to an old park. Last weekend had some coin luck. Can't wait to get the video up and share. We'll be looking for it. Good morning, Mr. Nick Haas. I'm walking on the treadmill but listening. Well, you're doing more activity than we're all doing. LG, good morning, Rob. Having coffee and watching. Yes, my coffee assistant has seemed to disappear. Susie says Ida Herring donated a custom-made quilt. Oh well, that's cool. And we raised more than enough to fix the car. The rest went back, and yeah, say that fast. I sound like Elmer Fudd here. The rest went back into the trip to fund the Florida trip that I had to get Rob to get the car towed. Um, fantastic, fantastic. Oh, I'm so happy Mr. Dalton stopped by this morning. He's a busy guy. Ooh, maybe Metal Pirate Girl versus Digging with Deej and Coin and Hobbyist, Card Hobbyist versus Mallyman 24, Rivendell Coins, and HH 22. Wow, that would be an awesome stream. Mark Thomas says, "What's the point, Nick Haas? You're never going to go more than a few feet. You guys kill me." Well, Susie, see, Susie, be positive. Those are two positive things. Your car came back yesterday, and just in time for you to go Thursday and get your COVID vaccine this week. Good deal, Susie. I know you've been really wanting to get that done. Uh, Denise's dad, Mike, just got his second shot the day we came back, the day after we came back from Florida Hunt 7. He now has both his shots, and Denise is feeling a little less stressed over that. Marty says he's still got snow, no digging for me today, but it's going to be in the 50s today. Well, that should help. That should help get rid of that snow, Marty. Okay, South Texas says Square Nail Squirrel has a channel about something else and is on Instagram. I think I recall Digging Canucks saying that in one of her streams. Well, as long as he's out there and he's okay, South Texas, that's great to know. Appreciate that. But I'll tell you something, everybody, I don't know who he had trolling his channel or leaving him comments that got him upset that he stopped doing it for a while, because everybody I talked to absolutely loved his videos. They were informative. They were extremely teaching and helpful in learning, especially when he got the new machine. And for those of us out there using the Knox, every one of us watched his videos. So yeah, we miss him. And Kay's asking Shar from South Texas, what's Square Nail Squirrel's other channel? My goal this year, Susie says, is silver coins, gold rings, more Wheaties, and a thimble. Susie, I hate to tell you this, but Mr. Troy was doing our park, and not only did he get a thimble, he got two advertising thimbles, and one was stuck inside the other. How phenomenal is that? Getting two thimbles together in one hole. We need to remove them, and then they can't come in at all. Well, the next time they come in, Susie, I will put block on them. I mean, Kay, I'll put a block on them instead of a timeout on them. Cynthia, it was awesome to meet Wayne and Kathy at Florida Hunt 7. I don't get to meet Wayne that much, but now that him and his wife are coming over to our meetings, and I got to hunt Clearwater Beach with them, I hopefully will get to see them more, and that's great because they're super, super nice people. Good morning, Weird Guy and Park. When do we get a tour of the new bathroom, Rob? Marty, that will be a video coming to a theater near you soon. I have videotaped every step of that, from us tearing out the old bathroom to ripping out the foundation and the floor and moving all the piping, to start putting new walls up, to ripping the closet out and expanding the bathroom the 2.5 feet into the closet to give it more room so we can make it handicap accessible for Mike, all the way to the new closet we built in the room. I just this week, 3 days ago, finished putting up all the cedar tongue and groove lining in the closet. So not only does it look great, it smells wonderful too, because every time you cut a piece of that cedar planking, it just releases that beautiful smell. So, Marty, thank you for asking, and it'll be coming very soon. Kay wants to know what weird guy in Park's first name is. Char, if I was only 2 weeks behind getting a video out, people would be pretty excited about that. I've got videos from last summer that have never gotten on. But yeah, I will be putting that I will definitely, since I'm saying it now, I'm going to make myself do it. I will put my second Florida Hunt 7 video on of Sunday when we actually, a bunch of us did not go back to the Florida Hunt 7 property that was open for us on Sunday also. We chose to go door knocking around the Gainesville area. Troy got us on an old church lot permission that they had bought the lot that had two old houses on it, tore them down and used it for extra parking. They said we could do both lots across the street from each other. So we did two lots properties there. Troy and Dalton just had phenomenal days on those two lots. I didn't find anything. I actually had Sunday, I had a horrible day. And then we drove into an old town. Listen to this story, guys. I'm going to get a little behind here, but listen to this story. We drove to an old town in North Florida, south of Gainesville, that has nothing but late 1800s houses on it. And we door knocked, and we were getting several people weren't home. And then we got a no. And then Troy door knocked on another house, and he was up there a long time. And he finally come back, and he called Dalton and I over because we were in two trucks. And Troy called us over, and he says, "Guys, I got a story to tell you." He says, "The people in this town are really nice." He said, "But he says the people here just told us we're probably not going to get any door knock permissions in this house in this city because a guy came about 5 years ago and door knocked, and a bunch of people let him hunt their properties. And while he was hunting a property, he got bit by either some type of insect or a brown recluse spider, and his bite got infected, and he happened to wind up going to the hospital and having a surgical procedure to have this infection cut out. And he was in the hospital on antibiotics and IVs till this infection went away. And apparently he didn't have insurance, or his insurance didn't cover it. And he sued the homeowner's insurance company and the homeowners to pay for his medical bills. And all the homeowners got together at their next community meeting, and that story got told, and the entire town of 1800s houses shut down for metal detectors. So, guys, yeah, that was just wild. So you all can let me know what you think about it. Good morning, Miss Denise Kidder. Oh, Miss Denise, we missed you at Florida Hunt 7. I was hoping you were okay. Well, now I know why my coffee person's not here, because I hear the lawnmower going. I swear to God, Denise can't relax for 5 minutes. I swear to God. Relic Hunting South Texas said, "Square no square was great." I love to do it. We all loved his videos. Kay says we missed them. I know we do. Well, good, Susie. Get that over with. And you have some people you've met you can detect with, and you're thinking about starting a club. That would be awesome, Susie. So much has been happening with my auction company, guys. My channel should be up and hopefully running by summer. We can't wait, Denise. Milky Bar Kid. Welcome, Milky Bar Kid. Have you ever found an item of $100 value or over? Yes, I have, sir. I just found this ring that I was talking to Char about, that you'll be seeing a video soon, is my most expensive ring find I've ever found. I was just recently told by my jeweler that if I put it on eBay, it would be worth somewhere between $400 and $500, which is going to be my best ring find. So yes, I have found items over $100. Dalton believes needs a rest for the summer. Yeah, don't follow Dalton around, Susie, because I could spend a whole day in the park and come home with 2 silvers, and then Dalton go out there the next day and come home with 5 more. And he did just that this week. I watched him dig 5 silvers, and I watched him dig them. Miss Karen says she has not found a thimble yet, and she's a huge quilter, and I think that would give me thimble luck. Well, you would think it would too, but hey, Martin Randolph Relic Recovery, he hunts a lot. He's never found a thimble too, guys. Susie Q says she's never found a thimble. Kay said she found her one and only thimble up in Maine on her cross-country trip. I want to find a watch winder like Metal Pino found last year. I found a clock winder, D. That's as close as I've ever come. There's nothing like waking up to Folgers and a cat food in your cup. Absolutely. Speaking of cat food, there's Thugman right there. Char says she has about 10 videos to do. Just keep putting my recent hunts before the fresh. I know. And then the older ones get further behind. I know. I'm only 4 minutes behind the chat here. It's a real eye opener, Bill says, when he gets cat hair in his coffee. Yes, it is. Oh, hold on, guys. My phone's ringing. I should have had it here next to me. Let me go get my phone, guys. It's probably Park Rat Pat. Hold on. Oh, guys, don't you love getting up to answer your phone? And then your phone says scam likely. Yep, that's a great way to have to get up to scam likely. Oh, well. Susie said she used to have a cat who would throw his cat toys in her coffee cup. Yeah, that's not going to help. Okay, Mark Thomas, just in. Roberto, Wish Me Luck channel is active on Instagram. Several posts in the last few days. He seems to be fine. Apparently, guys, there's just some people that get burnt out of doing YouTube after a while. It is a lot of work, guys. A pewter spoon handle was the best find for that. Well, that's a great find. I don't have a pewter spoon. That is a crazy story. Yep, that guy did ruin it for everybody. No metal detecting the parks here in Clarksville. That is a sad story. Yes, it is. How could you prove where you were bit? Well, I agree, Susie. Dee said she's bouncing back and forth and feeding Tanner. Tanner's a great dog. Finders, beepers, a.k.a. Corey Euro C. Good morning, Mr. Corey. You sue someone that lets you on your property to do something you love. That's an at your own risk thing. Absolutely. And Dalton and I recently got a permission, guys. We never even made the video. I've never even put the video up, but Dalton and I got a permission. Dalton found 2 old pieces of property that had some had a couple old houses on it. Now they were like abandoned lots that people threw their trash on. So we knew it was going to be trashy. But Dalton found out an eye doctor owned them. And we went to the eye doctor's office and we caught him in between patients. And I actually fell asleep in Dalton's truck waiting for him to come out. He was in this guy's office so long. And he finally come out and he gave this big heavy sigh like I do. And he's like, I don't even know if this is worth it. I go, why? He goes, well, the guy wants us to fill out, waiver forms, but they have to be very specific and he needs to see him first. And he's going to read them over everything. And then he wants half of everything we find. And I'm like, well, we don't have another permission today. Let's run down to Staples. So we ran down to Staples. And guys, I went on the Hoover Boys Metal Detecting Club website, which is the Maryland Free State Treasure Club. Their club website has 4 different waiver forms that you can fill out, and each one's a little different to what you need. So I took the one that I thought this guy would be more specific on, and I had Staples print us out 2 copies of this. And then Dalton and I filled it out in his truck, and we walked into the guy's office, and we handed him the things. He read them over, and he added a couple little handwritten addendums to them, and then he signed off for it, and he put down like a 10-day period that we could go hunt this property, and we went and hunted it. Now, we didn't find too much good, nothing, unless the guy wanted to split like 83 cents. But yeah, we jumped through the hoops, guys, and we signed the waivers. And we've only had to sign 3 waivers in my 4 years of metal detecting. I've only had to sign. One was on a American Swedish American club property we did that was built in the 50s. They asked us to sign one for their board of directors, and we did that. Me, Dalton, and Alex. And then a lady who personally owned a 1940s house asked me if I'd sign one, and I told her I'd sign one. She goes, "I don't live here," but she says, "Just put it under my doormat and have it filled out so I know if you're on the property, I'm covered." And I said, "Okay," and I left it, and there was no problem. Treasure Outdoors, good morning. Sorry if I missed you. What's up, Rob and friends? Good morning, all. Yeah, Bill, sorry, but maybe check on the adjacent counties. The county that Denise and I both live in. My house is a few miles north of Denise's, but the county that we live in here allows metal detecting. The county south of us doesn't, but the county south of us has 26 incorporated cities, and more than half of those cities do allow. And if there's any parks that the county has built that is now also city property, the county allows it with the city rules. So there are some county parks that also fall in a co-jurisdiction with the city. I have a big park that is a county park, but has a lake on it that the city controls. So since the city controls the lake and you got to go through it to get to it, the county doesn't care if you metal detect it. So it is one of the county parks I can hunt. But and then we've been in some where you're not supposed to, and the county guys will come over. Some of them are cool and say, "Listen, you're not really supposed to be doing this, but I don't really care. Just make sure you cover up your holes." And then other ones will come rushing right over and say, "Sir, I'm sorry, but you can't do that here. You need to leave." And I go, "Okay." Oh, as you guys can tell, I made myself a quick cup of coffee while I was. Denise said I had a big sale and I had to stay behind here for. I bought a storage unit for $175. I had a Pokemon collection, and I sold it that Saturday for $2,500. Way to go, Denise! I wish I could hit one of those. Char says she has maybe 4 or 5 thimbles, but none silver. Exactly the same as me, Char. I think I found 4 or 5, but I don't have one silver. Simon from the Weedy Boys just found his first silver thimble, and DK Ken from Adventures in Dirt featured it on a quickie segment on one of his videos. So Simon has now been on a Adventures in Dirt segment. Congratulations, Simon. Deej said she got her first symbol 2 or 3 years ago. Only permissions I get better at my sales pitch. Well, Susie, that would be awesome if you get down to see your brother again. Hopefully, I'll put us on a better piece of property than what I did last time you were down. Good morning, Mr. Dustin. Just popped in to say hi to you wonderful people. Rob, that's because we're more excited about what we just found. You know what? You're exactly right there, Charlie. You're probably exactly right with that. Timothy Bogrowski. Holy crap, guys. My long lost cousin. Holy smokes. Good morning, Mr. Tim. He's probably not even here because I'm 8 minutes behind on my chat. Good morning, Tim. Oh my gosh, he's up north, guys. Oh. All right, I'm going to scroll through these fast, guys. Your auto warranty is about to expire, Mr. Rob. Yeah. Yeah, you know what, Corey? That's exactly what 9 out of 10 of those are. Your extended warranty is about to expire. You got that right. That's hilarious. Denise says she still has Ninja Power Turtle Rangers baseball cards and comic books she still haven't posted. Oh, that's awesome. Weird guy thinks Square Nails married and has young kids also that he's got a lot. Well, I know he sounds like his job kept him busy too. Denise says her channel will be a combination of metal detecting, of course, storage lockers, and lottery scratch offs. It should be fun. That is cool, guys, because every now and then when the Hoover boys get a lot of clat or something, they stop at a convenience store on the way out when they get some sodas or something, and they all usually buy like a $20 scratch off. I'm never going to be spending $20 on a scratch off, but a lot of times, guys, they hit them for 50 or $100. So yeah, Denise, people would be interested in scratch offs. Those coin pushing videos those guys do where they try and win the money in the coin push machines, those are really popular too. Susie wants to know if anybody's from San Antonio, Texas. Cynthia says you're going to have to come to Florida hunt 8 Denise so she can meet you. She was supposed to be there this year, Cynthia, with well, how do I phrase this? With something she's been working on for the metal detecting community, but that's behind schedule. Tim is weird guy in the park. Thank you, Tim. Jeff says he's off to go detecting. Catch you guys later. Jeff, thank you for coming in. Tommy says he found his first thimble. Congratulations, Tommy. Drop kick that thumbs up, Deed. Share the love. We have 25 watching with 22 thumbs up. That's not too bad, guys. Denise says right now she's running 3 different businesses at the same time, plus working on putting her channel together. Yep, always busy doing something. Russell says good luck to General Dighole. Thanks for coming in, Jeff. I appreciate it. Wow, my cousin Holly must have reminded her brother Timmy that I was on Sunday mornings. He stopped in to say hi. Good morning, Tim. Thanks for still being here, buddy. I'm only 3 minutes behind now as opposed to 9. I get telling these stories and I get behind. My hubby tells those warranty people he has a 38 V8 Ford Road Commander and they always hang up on him. Yeah, guys, years ago when I moved my mom in with me, this is way before I even met Denise. When I moved my mom in with me when she was getting sicker with emphysema, and I moved my mom in to help take care of her, she would get phone calls from these mortgage companies. We can refinance your house, and then she'd say, this was back when rates were around like 6%. She'd say, well, our mortgage is at 4.25. Click, they'd hang up the phone. I mean, they couldn't even compete with that. So, yep, just beat them at their own game. See, Denise says she loves those coin pusher videos. Well, they get a zillion views. Deed said she's going to the home site of tragedy permission to look for surface finds now that the snow melted. Ground is still frozen. Wow. See, I can't imagine digging in frozen ground, guys. Mr. Frankie's here, Mr. PD Sandigger, and I'm only 2 minutes behind. I saw Frankie in a few of the 24-hour chats. Mr. Reed's here. He was in a lot of them too. You're doing good, Rob. Thank you, Tim. My next trip up north to go see your sister, I will be stopping your way, buddy. I want to come check out your new place, Tim. I miss seeing you guys. Yeah, Susie, you just got to take your time and get back on track and do what you can do. Kay says she hoped the freeze pushed some great items up. You know, Kay, I never really thought about that. I guess when the ground freezes, it does change the ground. Park Rat Pat would be the guy to know about that. He's the ground mineral expert. Getting ready to go out. Talk to you all later. I got to drive ahead of me, Chart. Thank you very, very much for being in here this morning. Metal Detective with CZ Kid. Good morning. And I have not got your email yet, sir. I know it's in there. I haven't gotten to it yet, but I will because I have something to send you. Find gold and silver, Char. Absolutely. Okay, Deej says, yes, the snow melting cleans dirt off the surface finds even when the ground is frozen. Well, see, Deej, that's something I'm not familiar with living here in Florida. Park Rat Metal Detecting. See, I knew Pat would be lurking around here somewhere. Thank you, CZ Kid. No problem. Thank you. Well, Char, you have a great day. Hope you find something good. And me and you will be getting caught up on our videos. I got my Florida Hunt 7 Pat shirt on that Pat made me. The Dig in Florida with my name on it shirt. Thank you, Pat. Pat says he just found a bull of a watch. Well, we'll be expecting Pat to come into the chat any minute here. And oh my God, I'm actually caught up with my chat. Yeah, doing one of those parks over there with Dalton. Him and Troy left early, and I went down the street to another park, and I hunted till after dark in a really bad neighborhood. Probably not my best decision I've ever made. I got a few clad and a cheapo watch, and when I flipped it over, it said "Made in China, stainless," and I was like, "Well, okay, wait a minute." Tim said something about hunted out, and Cynthia says there's no such thing. So let me go back and see Tim's comment here. Timothy says, "Miss seeing you, Rob. Come dig the property. Might find some Civil War stuff, but rumor has it's been hunted out." Well, Tim, thank you for the invite. I would love to come hunt your property. I know you have acreage and acreages out there in the woods. Guys, it's like a mile long just to get to his property from the woods and the driveway. So that's exciting. And he does live in a Civil War area. I'm not going to say anything more than that. But Tim, if it's been hunted years and years ago, they've really improved the machine since then. And I've got one of the best machines on the market. Equinox 800, which means nothing to you, but it's the bomb for the machine. And I'm telling you, this park that we've been in with Dalton and Troy, we have been getting some deep signals out of there, guys. All right, Susie's got to run to fill out her papers once they are notarized in Hernando County. Oh, your ex lives in Hernando County. Well, just tell me where he's at, Susie. We can go up there and rough him up. That's only about 30 miles from me. For the record, I'm only kidding. Jeff and I have hunted one property at least 20 times each and still find stuff. I know, Tommy. I've got a couple permissions that I've been on for 2.5, 3 years. And I went on a 1918 property that was one of my very first door knocks ever. And I went back on it a couple months ago and pulled out a hem weight. And I'm like, man, how many times have Dalton and I been over this property and I find a beautiful hem weight? Oh, Park Rat Pat says, link, please. Sorry, Pat. I get telling these stories, Pat, and I forget all about it. There you go, Pat. It's coming up. But there's still nails there, Kay. Cynthia, I think there's always going to be nails. Tommy says, just found a bale seal. Excellent, Tommy. Those aren't real easy to find around this area of Florida. So congrats. Here comes Mr. Pat with a nice crystal clear high def picture.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Oof. Man, I'm out here. I'm hitting lots that I've hit before that I think are just beat to crap, you know. And I was at a one lot earlier. This is like my third day of making this same video. And all I found out there was an old metal tube. But, you know, I like getting metal tubes. So I cruised on down the street to this lot I'm on now. Wayne had like a 48, 49 penny coin spill out here. We pulled out some silver charms along the edge of the driveway. I got an IHP out here. It's been good to us. But again, it's one of these ones I feel has dried up. So I'm out working the edge of the driveway there. Right about there is where I found the silver months ago. And I move up close to where my shovel is right now, and I get this nice signal. It's coming in clear, and I'm thinking, okay, this sounds like it's going to be an aluminum can. I'm going to get this sucker out of the way. I go for it, and I get about 3 inches down and pull this bad to the bone bull of a watch.
Look at that.
I don't know how any of us missed this before. It was so deep, other than the fact that it would be putting out a crappy signal, you know, from all the junk that's in the ground around it.
Well, you know, I have to admit, if there's days that you have pressed for time, you figure I'll dig the crappier signals next time I come here. So there are days you do skip the crappier signals.
Sometimes, yeah, but I mean, this one was just so crisp and at the top, and I try to get all the shallow stuff just to come back and get the deeper stuff later. But when I switch the machine, when I take it off of mix mode and I put it in all metal mode, that whole area around where this was is lit up. You know, I mean, just iron signals all over the place. But once I put that in mix mode, bingo. So I
Do
was
you,
like,
you
yeah,
think
I
that
finally
could,
got
you
something
think that
works.
could have been an iron signal,
How's
Pat?
that?
Do you think that could have been an iron signal that you just didn't dig or missed?
With my old machine, I probably would have only picked up all the nails in the area. You know, it would have been like clang, 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 junk, junk, junk. And like you say, it's like, I'll get the junk later, you know?
Yes,
But
Deej. Yes, ma'am. We understand.
what'd she say? I can't see
He says
the.
that's why you dig it all, just not the high tones.
Yep, that's it.
And
And
Pat does, guys. Pat does dig it all.
high tones can still be rusty iron. We all know that. That's true with any machine, including this one. But this one gives me the benefit of actually giving me the high tones with negative numbers. So
Oh, okay.
it will give me a low tone on iron, bum, 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 bum. And when it gets that fake out point where it's like ding, 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 and you think it might be silver, you can look at the screen, and a plus ding is going to be something good like this, and a negative ding is going to be like that bag of nails I got out there.
I haven't found a complete watch like that, Pat, since you and I hunted with part-time detector Amy down in South Florida.
Oh, that was a sweet find too, man. It was like we weren't at it for very long, and we all got excited. I don't
That
know if
was
I
it was
can
great.
turn the
It was just
camera.
barely under the edge of the dirt and the grass. Where were we at? West Palm Beach?
Yeah,
Yeah, me and Pat drove all the way down to West Palm Beach to meet Miss Amy, part-time detector, and she drove up from the Fort Lauderdale area, and we met halfway in West Palm, and we did a huge park. Pat got some costume jewelry. We got a lot of coins that day. It was hotter than hell that day.
this big old chunk of, I guess, stainless steel or aluminum was sitting on the ground when I came out here and half buried. And I don't know how it got here. Somebody must be a recent thing. But the way that was covered up, it probably would have only taken a week or two and we never would have seen that again.
There you go. CZ Kid says never
Fair.
dug out. Well,
Yep. So I got me.
Denise, I would love to head down there with you. And if I was doing the stream today from Clearwater Beach, like I thought about, I would be down that way. But guys, I'm going to probably do a test stream on a local beach this week to make sure I can work this right before I try a live stream on Clearwater Beach.
Hey, speaking of live, before I get back out here, start digging again, I want to remind everybody that my Zoom party is on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. I usually put the entry code and password in the description of my videos, but this one's going to be a special one because it's St. Parkrat's Day. So wear your favorite green hat or shirt or whatever, and there will be prizes available.
St. Parkrat's Day. I love it.
That's
Well,
right,
Pat,
man. Somebody's
Pat,
walking away from that meeting with a glass rat.
here you go. Pat, stay here for 1 second. I got to go get a relic to show people.
Alrighty. Yeah, we can't pass up a St. Parkrat's Day party now. And then after that, I'll be headed up to the Panhandle to get together with Charlie from Digging It Back. He's got a great location for us out there, so we're gonna do some swinging, see what we can find, do some drinking, have a few laughs, and from there, I'll be headed still in the Panhandle over to see Richard from Amphibious Archaeology, and we're going to hang out with him for a couple of days. He's got a Civil War campsite just over the border in Alabama, I believe, that he wants to get us on. So, really, really, really looking forward to that. Let me turn on the chat here and see if I can see what's going on with people. St. Parkrat's Day, that's the one. Yeah, wear something green, and we're gonna do some kind of giveaway, whatever it is. But I'm definitely giving away some glass rats that night. I'm trying to come up with a new bandana design too. I've been working lately on a big order for shirts. This one place ordered 100 shirts and 100 can coolies, and I'm trying to get that all crunk out before I leave this week. Yeah, I'm a saint. Everybody knows I'm a saint. I may not always smell like one, but I qualify.
Yeah, we all know that for sure.
Hey. We were all stuck in that truck, wet and smelling like dogs in a camper. And
That'll do it.
so, what you got, Rob?
All right, guys. This is something I found at the park that Dalton and I and Troy hunted this week. I put it on ID Me. I got a couple good suggestions from ID Me. I'm going to ask you wonderful 28 people in here right now and see if somebody thinks they know what this is. All right. Let's do it this way. Where's my camera? Okay. Let's go back here some, Rob. It is made of heavy brass. It is exactly the same. Come on, Rob. It is exactly the same on both ends, except on this end, there is a break in it that you can see where it either unscrews or comes straight off. It's really heavy, guys, and no, I can't hear anything rattling inside of it. There is no writing or any kind of marking of details, and there's nothing for a clip for it to hang above a door, which gives you a clue right there. But if anybody thinks they know what this is, wow, Cynthia got it immediately. She says it's a mezuzah.
I thought it was a scroll holder.
Well, and yes, Pat, a scroll holder in the Jewish tradition is called a mezuzah. My sister's ex-husband is Jewish, and his father has taken courses to train to be a rabbi. So I sent this picture to my nephew, who showed it to his grandfather, and he immediately called me and said, "Rob, you have a Jewish mezuzah." And I said, "Okay, what is a mezuzah?" And he said, "It is a small vessel that holds a Jewish prayer scroll, and that Jewish people hang these. They usually have two chains, and these get hung over the doorway with a prayer in them to ward off the evil spirits."
Yeah. So, well, it's got to be a good prayer. I'd go ahead and hang it above my door if I were you.
So anyway, yeah, this right here, guys, is got a seam in it. I've been soaking it with penetrating oil for 2 days, but I cannot even come close to loosening it. My sister's ex-father-in-law didn't know whether this is going to be a screw off or whether it slid right off. He said, depending on the age. But this was found in the same park where Dalton got his 1860s Napoleonic silver. And the gentleman I showed to that's a rabbi said he believes this looks really old. So could it possibly be left-hand thread? Well, Pat, I didn't try it the other way, to be honest with you. It could be. Yeah, I would give that a shot. It's got the beautiful knurled edges. Especially with older stuff, things that come from Europe and the old country often did have left-hand threads. There we go. See, it's got the knurled edges on it, and that's where it's got the break that I'm sure it opens. And it's exactly the same on both ends. But wow, Cynthia got that right away. A mezuzah. Way to go, Cynthia. Ooh, your picture. Here. There we go. Get you unbluricated. Unbluricated. All right, everybody. I am going to get back into the action out here and hopefully find something else really cool like that. And if not, you won't see me again. But if I do come up with something stellar, I'll be back. You'll have a great morning. Watch is a great find, Pat. And don't forget about St. Park Rats Day. I expect everybody to be there. I'm going to be there Wednesday night at 7 o'clock on Zoom, guys. It's really easy to do. All right. I'll see y'all later. Okay. Nick Haas says, if anybody watches Metal Detecting in East Texas with Kevin, he found a cool prayer book cover. I do watch him occasionally, Nick. I will have to go watch that one because that sounds cool. Thank you for the compliments, Bill in Vegas, and several of you there. Frankie, Kay, Deej, thank you, guys. But boy, Cynthia knew what that was right off the bat. Thank you, J-Man. Guys, this was down over a foot with the knots, but as you can see with how much metal that is and how big that is, it wasn't like a faint signal like a coin signal might give you after a foot. This thing was screaming at me. So obviously it was the third time at that park. None of us had swept over this. But yeah, guys, I put this on ID Me, and one person said I thought it was a mezuzah, and another person said I think it's a scroll holder, and they showed one that was a little less ornate than that, and it actually had a scroll in it with some type of tax deed or something that was dated like 1891. So I don't know if this is that old, but guys, if there's a piece of paper or scroll in here, it would just be freaking awesome. It would be the first thing I've found with something inside if it is. So yeah, my neighbor has welding equipment, and I may ask him to heat this end very gently to see if we can loosen it up like you do with two pieces of copper pipe to get them apart. Um, but we're not sure if it threads apart or it just comes straight off like a cap. But guys, that was one find. That was one mystery find. And I hope you guys are as fast with this. This was my other find. Guys, let's put that in the center. I mean, obviously this looks like a standard clip or a buckle, but guys, look at the size of this. It's just flipping huge. So does anybody have any idea what this is? Is Mr. Martin here? Did I miss Mr. Martin? If I missed Mr. Randolph Relic Recovery Martin, I apologize. Good day, Martin. Thank you, Denise. Pat says freeze it first. Oh, freeze it first. Oh, okay. I didn't think about that, Pat. Cynthia says she has no clue on that one. Well, you can see it's got the it's got the clip on it. I didn't know if maybe this was some type of huge horse tack. I mean, obviously it's copper. It's definite full copper. I put a shovel mark in it right there, and the nice bronze, beautiful gold coppers there. So I have no idea what that is, guys. I'm going to put this on IDT. Paul Bunyan suspended clip. You got that right, Jim. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for the help on those. That video with the mezuzah, if that's what it is, will probably be out next week. I will probably put that on ID Me today. Copper might bend. Yeah, it's pretty damn hard. Yeah, it does bend a little bit. But it's funny, this cleaned up more of a silverish color, like a stainless steel color, than it is a brass. So I wonder if this might be stainless steel. I just don't want to damage it, guys. I've probably tried putting pliers on it and holding it in my vise, but I don't want to mess up, I don't want to crimp this or oh, and I got to show you guys my third find I did on the same day. And I got a bucket lister that day. Dalton may have gotten the silver that day, guys, but I got me a bucket lister. A Ford Model T center grease hubcap fitting. This went over the center of your wooden spoke wheel to cover up your grease fitting. A Ford center hubcap. Pat dug one of these one day with Dalton and I on an old property, and I've always been wanting to find one, guys, and I got me a bucket lister. It's not in good shape, that's for sure, but I don't care, guys. It cleaned up really nice, and it's my first one, and I've always wanted one. Deej keeps talking about Martin, and I don't see him in a Ford hubcap. Yep, that's what it is, Cynthia. Use 301 on it or let it smoke it in. Okay, Frankie, explain that to me. Smoke it in. I'll get some 3-in-1 oil. My dad used to carry 3-in-1 oil. Or let it smoke it in. I don't understand what that means. Oh, Marty is nuts as Martin. Okay, I thought you were talking about Randolph Relic Recovery. Okay. Thank you for the update and the clearing. Yep, that's definitely a Model T hubcap. Thank you, Reed. My first one. Frankie says he's only got one too. I do Mountain Man reenactments, own a teepee, and dress in period clothing. Well, that's cool. Loincloth is another name for the pants. Oh, Jim, you're so bad. Put it in the freezer overnight and then boil water and then just stick the end in hot water. All righty, guys. Thanks for these great suggestions. He probably meant let it soak it in. Oh, okay. Soak it. Okay. Let it soak. Okay. Thanks, Speedy. Randolph is the king of the Martian clan. Okay. Of the Martin clan. Okay. Thanks, Marty. If you prefer to be called Martin, I will try and remember that, sir. Oh, wow, guys. 27 people here with 26 thumbs up. We're actually almost caught up. That's great, guys. So I'm enjoying these shorts. Tony from 5280 Adventures out there in Colorado. He is DK's digging partner. He just put a shorts video out, his first shorts. I went and watched that. It was excellent. And then somebody else had a shorts video that I watched. But guys, I subscribed to probably 10, 15 new channels during the stream yesterday that some other people seem to know about. Some of them were new channels. Some of them only had 30, 40 subscribers. Other ones of them had hundreds or thousands there was a couple that I thought I was subscribed to that I wasn't. So I made sure I went and subscribed to them. And I got I got 4 new subscribers during yesterday. Very happy with that. Martin works too. Okay. Martian works too. I'm sorry. I just read it literally instead of trying to realize what somebody was saying. Oh, that was a wild 24 hours live streams. It went very well. Most everybody's was really entertaining. Um, Marlon had people on. A couple of the other channels had people on. Deej and Karen did the coin roll hunting. Mike Mallyman, he did coin roll hunting and some fun stuff too. I got to send Mike a couple of stickers so he can put them in one of his sticker prize packs. Uh, I sign everything Martin, but I go by Marty. Okay, well, good to know, Marty. Thank you. Makes my life easier. I know you did it just for me. Bill says he had a 54 caliber Hawkins and an 1858 Army cap and ball. Never had any of those. I've never dug a musket ball that I know of. Kay said she made it to about 7 of the streams. She's a wimp and can't hang. I got in the first one at 5:30, and I made sure I stayed and said hi to everybody till 1 a.m. from 5:30 p.m. And then, like I say, I got up at 8, so I was able to catch the 7:30 to 8:30 stream. And then I stopped in. Oh, Kay was asking earlier if my truck started. I'm not sure what she was referencing. Maybe that time it took me almost 3 hours to get to Clearwater Beach to meet Denise Kidder, who was on here earlier. The first time I went to hunt with her, and she was so nice and actually waited that 2.5 hours on me on the beach so we could hunt together. That was just so nice of her, considering my truck was a poopy head that day. I went to go to the banks yesterday, Kay, to take back some half dollars that I rolled back up to get back at my dump banks, and I couldn't get the truck out of the driveway yesterday, Kay. And then 2 hours later, Denise came home and we went up to go up to Sam's Club to do some grocery shopping. And I just went in my truck to get my keys out, and I thought I'll just turn it over, and it turned over and purred like a kitten. So it's still got that unknown sensor problem that I just can't figure out. Kay. Nick says I wish I'd gotten up a little earlier to catch those guys from St. Croix. Yeah, I think I missed those too. Nick. Oh, okay, Marty. Saturday was one of my busiest days. I missed all except Finding Goodies. I'm their moderator. Yeah, I saw Finding Goodies. His went well too. Jim says, growing up, I went by Rusty, but you could imagine all the jokes, so I changed it to Jim. Okay, Rusty Steele. Well, I used to get called Clark Kent at Cut Lot. Of course, Nowadays, with Superman being so popular, I would take that anytime. Reed said he had a blast with the 24 hours live stream. I only got 3.5 hours sleep. No, you said your truck wouldn't start on Wednesday. Yeah, Kay, I can go all the way down to my club meeting, which is like almost 40 miles south there. I can go all the way down to my club meeting. It'll run perfect. And then I can try and go to my local bank 5 miles away, and I've got to start it 40 times. So, as a matter of fact, speaking of Martin Randolph Relic Recovery, he just made me a quick video on my iPad, which I didn't realize. He called me yesterday. He said, "Hey, did you look at my video on your iPad?" I said, "No, I'm really behind. I gotta catch up on a comment from CZ Kid, an email from him. I got to answer an email for PD to get Frankie's coin out. Cynthia, I found your silver quarter that I forgot to give you up at Florida Hunt 7. I gave you your copper round that you won in my giveaway. I gave Charlie digging it back his silver coin he won. I gave Greg his silver coin he won in person, but I couldn't find your quarter that day, Cynthia. And then when I got home and dumped my overnight bag out, of course, your silver quarter fell out of the bottom of my overnight bag. So I'll need your address, Cynthia, to get that off to you. And I owe Frankie a coin, and I owe I think somebody else a coin. And CZ Kid, I told him to send me his address. I have to look it up because I want to send him something too that he made a comment about a while back. I do have a vid, Marty says, about a rendezvous from Kenosha, Wisconsin that shows our camp setup. Oh, that's way cool. Denise is going to get her stuff together and head to the beach. Denise, I wish I could be down there with you, dear. I might as well tell you guys this now. I had actually planned a surprise, guys, and was going to do this stream live from Clearwater Beach, but I could not find anybody. I asked the neighbor's son that's usually my cameraman, but he said he was busy this weekend. I was going to try and have a cameraman so I could just concentrate on digging, but yet the cameraman could see the phone and respond to your guys' comments. Because if I put the camera on my chest mount, I'll never be able to see your guys' comments and know what's going on in the stream. I don't know how Merrill and Lou do that, Indiana Tones. I don't know how they're able to do a live stream while they're hunting a park or a beach and then still respond to comments. I haven't figured that out yet. But yeah, Denise, you find something good, please send me a text with a picture. And she wants all of us to stay safe and healthy out there. My mom called my brother stainless. Oh. Kay said she went out hunting during the afternoon stream. She found a surface fine weedy, fantastic. And then much later, the Merc and the old dog tag and another weedy. That's a dang good day, Kay. Yep, guys, Kay is coming to Florida. I'm hoping she's coming with her friend, her driving partner, her buddy. I don't know her name, but she's coming here at the end of the month, which is perfect timing, Kay, because I have nothing going on here at the end of this month. Thank you, Cynthia. You still have my silver dime and sticker, Rob. Okay, you're the other person, Kay, that I couldn't remember. Thank you. Kay, Frankie, CZ Kid, and Cynthia. Okay, there's my list of stuff to get done and get out this week. Fantastic. I've got the silver coins back in stock, guys. I was out of stock for a while, but I've gotten 14 silver coins in that I can use for giveaways. Wow, Marty Versal says he hasn't been digging out since November. I'll tell you, Marty, I'd go stir crazy. I really would. Oh well, thank you, Denise. I didn't want to tax you being. I didn't want to tax your body, but thank you, Denise. Wow, just thank you, Denise. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you. If you're up for it, Denise, I may take you up on that next Sunday, dear. Thank you. Wow, that's really nice, Denise. Thank you very much. Marty's nuts about digging in coins says Morning K in the USA. Hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart, Tommy says. Come up soon with some neat first. Oh, Jay, man, I would love to get up there. If Kay can only get down to North Florida, Jay, man, I'm hoping to get me and Pat, and Tommy if he wants to, up there around you and Charlie, and try and all get us together, even if it's for like a half a day beach hunt or something. I would do the 3 or 4 hour drive up to the Panhandle to meet with Miss K, so she can get up to the Panhandle area of Florida where you and Charlie are. We could all try and get together for like a mini Florida Hunt 7. Her name is Mary Lou. I don't know if she's coming. I'm just planning on being there, on me being there this time. Well, we would love to have you, and if we can get me, Pat, Tommy together. Hell, if Pat wants to bring the motorhome, I'll meet him halfway getting that motorhome and share the expenses with Pat and his motorhome. Um, but yeah, I would love to hunt up there and meet Kay up there in North Florida. Text me. We'll do, Denise. I'll go over wherever you guys go want to hunt. Well, thank you, Denise. Now, I'm just glad you're feeling good enough, Denise, to get out there and be doing the stuff you're doing. Yeah, Denise, I think I'm going to give it a test try on our local beach here. I may even do it this evening if I can get out for an hour this evening. I may do a test stream from our local beach this evening. I haven't hunted that in probably over a month. So I might just go there and sweep the dry sand. Well, obviously, I'm not going to get in the water with my $500 phone. Well, yeah, that would be a Menardo thing to do, and then just drop the phone right off my chest holder into the salt water. That would be a Menardo Rob thing to do. Oh, Frankie says, let me know. I may do a road trip. Frankie, come in Zoom Wednesday night, and we'll talk about this with Pat and Kay, because Kay came into Zoom last Wednesday, and Charlie's usually in there too. Obviously, Pat hosted it, so that'll put 5 of us in there, Frankie, and we'll see if we can try and get something hammered out on that. Kay says Brandon from Alabama hasn't posted a video in a long time either. Denise says she got quarter shots in both the right knee and left knee and an epidural injection on my lower back, and I think I'm good for a couple of weeks. Well, next time you get those, Denise, ask the guy giving you the shot to leave about this much in it in the one needle, so I can put some in my right knee, and then we'll both be good to go. And I'm trying to lose a few pounds too, people, so to help the knee out. And I know probably a lot of you have never said that. Of course, I do have a few people in my club that say, "Hey, Rob, if you lose some weight, probably help your knees out quite a bit." Yes, I know that, and I'm working on it. So Nick says he's not seen a video from TNC Diggers in a long time either, and their old YouTube site is gone with a question mark. Wow. The one thing I do know, guys, is that a certain person who used to claim to find a whole bunch of rings in gold on St. Pete Beach has temporarily relocated down to Miami. And so that's great for us up here. Yes, sir, Mr. Tommy. Good morning, Mr. Marlin. Good morning. I hope he got some sleep too, because man, I'm telling you, that guy was he was all over the place yesterday, Mr. Marlin. Saved me a bucket full of that cortisone. Man, wouldn't that be great if that came off of being prescription only? Cynthia says he has a new channel called Back from the Dead. Thank you, Cynthia. Good morning, Menardo Rob. Thank you, Marlon. I totally slept in. I don't doubt that at all, Marlon. Man, you were all over the place, buddy. And then you did a great stream also. I still feel tired. Well, I actually feel pretty good today, guys. I went to bed early last night. I went to bed like 10 p.m. yesterday. Stayed up till 1 or 2 like I usually do because I thought I was going to go to Clearwater Beach and do my stream and surprise you guys from Clearwater Beach. But another reason I didn't do it, besides not having a practice run first, is the news said that they'd have about 13-mile-an-hour wind this morning. And I didn't want my first stream to sound like the whole time. So let's see. Marty says, I tracked down the property owner back in November. He said to call him in March. I've been pumped for this all winter. Marty, that's awesome. Oh, hang on. What did Denise? I missed Denise's comment earlier. Keto diet is working for me. I was 307 2 years ago, and now I'm down to 233. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, Denise. I'm doing the Atkins program, which is the original keto program, because keto actually stands for ketosis, which is what Dr. Atkins talked about your body having to go into, which is ketosis, to where it's burning its own fat instead of using all the carbs that you're putting into it with your food. Basically, the whole premise of that is you eat less carbs, your body goes into ketosis, so it starts burning its own fat, which your carbs turn into. So it starts burning your body fat, and you allegedly lose weight. So yes, I'm trying to. I've cut out all my soda. I'm only drinking Crystal Light tea and my flavored waters. Oh, J Man's coming on. Mr. J Man is on.
Hey, Rob. Hey, everyone.
With his Seminole Indian sweatshirt.
Yeah, how are you guys doing? Good to see you, Rob.
It is doing good, buddy. I really enjoyed my half-day hunt with you at Florida Hunt 7, and I appreciate you mentioning me in your video and showing me freezing there that morning with your cool Israeli coin that you found up there in that big farm field.
Oh, thanks. That was a lot of fun to be able to hunt with you there, and we did have to really bundle up that morning. And like a lot of
we started stripping clothes off. The warmer it got by the afternoon, we were down to no sweaters or shirts at all there.
Oh yeah, I think sometimes you start off in Florida and it's in the 40s, and then next thing you know, it warms up 30 degrees by the end of the day.
Yep.
But that was pretty cool. It was unexpected to find a Israeli coin under a big oak tree at Florida Hunt 7. But my theory is that it was an old coin that a veteran who had come back from serving abroad and maybe picked up when he or she was on service, and then was on retreat at this great nonprofit group, Soldiers Freedom Outdoors.
You know what? That makes complete sense. My dad was stationed in Pearl Harbor during World War II. He got there about a week or two after December 7th, Pearl Harbor, and somewhere in storage, and I hope I haven't lost it, he has a old leather photo book of a lot of the ships still burning and smoldering. But while he was there, obviously he got together with a lot of guys coming back from overseas, especially from the Pacific, and he had one of those military coin belts that you tied underneath your clothes so people didn't, rob you. It's real thin and it's got USN on it for the United States Navy. And I've got that somewhere in my coin collection. And on one side, he's got all these foreign coins from the Pacific, and on the other side, he's got the all the foreign money from like the Philippines and overseas, to where guys would give it to him when they came back from overseas. So I put that in my coin collection as a kid. So that's probably how that happened, exactly like you said, Jamie.
Yeah, it was a scalloped coin design, and I looked it up online, and it was from the 1960s, and it was a little bit rare. Like it's probably worth a couple of bucks, But it was just, for me, it was the neat thinking about the backstory behind it. That was really the memory that I got from finding that coin and the cool aspect of it.
Good morning, Howard. Epic Adventures in Paradise. My club president, Howard, is on here this morning, guys. He would like to thank the people that came on last week and gave him a few extra subs. So if you're not familiar with his new channel, Epic Adventures in Paradise, please go over and give him a check out and sub. Howard films some of our club's ring recoveries, including one he just did with a hookah dive rig, guys, that he went under a guy's yacht in the yacht basin to recover his medical school class ring that the guy had put suntan oil on, was sitting at the edge of his yacht, and he felt the ring come off with the suntan oil, and it went down into like 8 feet of black murky water in sludge underneath the yacht. And Howard has a Nocta what's the little one called?
Pulse dive.
Yeah, the little knock to pulse dive, and Howard went under with his hookah rig, and he found the guy's ring with the knock to pulse dive. And guys, he did a video on that. His wife filmed it from the dock, and great little ring recovery video there, guys. So go check out Howard at Epic Adventures in Paradise.
Yeah,
He's also got some great vacation ones.
that sounds really cool. I'd like to try something like that, or at least maybe snorkeling and using the Garrett carrot, maybe going underwater and seeing what I could find that way.
I'm going to comment on that, J-Man. Let me get caught up here. Cynthia's talking about a channel that's going through some transition there. Tommy says he's lost almost 50 pounds on his carnivore diet. Well, Tommy, I hope I can follow you right along with that. All diets trigger keto. Okay, well, yeah, I guess I didn't think about it like that, Tommy. John Long, Silver Rails. Your dad's here, J-Man.
Hey, Dad. Hey, everybody.
Everybody's saying hi to him, hi to you. Howard saying goodbye to people. Denise is just saying no potatoes, no bread, no pasta. Cut soda out to one small can in the morning. Make sure you eat a good breakfast. Start your day. Yep, right before I came on, guys, Denise fixed me 2 scrambled eggs with cheese in it and 2 pieces of bacon. We just purchased an air fryer, and Denise used to hate making a package of bacon, guys. She hated it with bacon and grease all over it. Now she puts the bacon in an air fryer, puts a couple paper towels below it, sucks up the oil, grease from the bacon, and she's done an entire package of bacon in like 12 minutes, and Denise is loving it. But yeah, I eat eggs and bacon. I'm having roast beef with mayonnaise and cheese for lunch, and then last night we had steak and peas for dinner, all with my Crystal Light iced tea, and I had no dessert at all last night. So I got up this morning and was another half a pound lighter, so yes, I'm happy.
Now I'm getting hungry for lunch.
Go ahead.
Now I'm getting hungry for lunch.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry.
That's all right.
But yeah, it's funny. Denise is talking about no potatoes, no bread, no pasta. I don't watch Oprah, guys, but I remember one show. I don't know if Denise had it on or I was flipping channels, but she had a Dr. Oz show on, and I remember her saying, "The more colorful your food, the more healthy it is. Get rid of everything white," which is just what Denise said. Potatoes, bread, pasta, all that stuff's white. And guys, I love bread. I could eat 10 pieces of French toast for breakfast every morning. I could eat sandwiches all day long. I love pasta. So I love mashed potatoes. So yeah, cutting all those out. But then again, on the keto diet or Atkins diet or South Beach diet, whatever you want to call it, you can eat all like Tommy says, you can eat all the carnivore meat you want. You can eat pork. You can eat chicken. I love chicken. Eggs have 0 carbs. Cheese, every kind of cheese has 0 carbs. Green vegetables are very, very low in carbs. So anyway, I don't know how we got on this discussion, but anyway, don't mean to make you hungry there, Jamie.
That's all right. Hey, I had a couple of neat first items that I found.
Go right ahead, sir.
Could show you. So if this shows up okay, let's see.
Is that your musket ball?
Yeah, that's the musket ball I found. And then
way cool. Oh yeah, you can see that white on there right now with that is just beautiful, Jamie.
Yeah, that's one my brother found, and we found these 2 on the same property. So it was a former dairy farm from the 1950s, but there's a lot more history that goes back even further.
Well, I would guess so.
Yeah, and they say when you have a musket ball, if it has kind of a white color, then that means it's pretty old. So
yes.
One,
your lead starts turning white after about, is white after at least 100 years old.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's what period it's from. It could be before the Civil War, or it could be during the Civil War. And there was a battle. There were a couple of battles in Florida, not a whole lot of Civil War activity, but one was called the Battle of Natural Bridge. And so that was near Wakulla, south of Tallahassee, the state capital. And they do a reenactment there usually. They probably aren't, I'm not sure if they're doing it now because of COVID, but they do a neat reenactment there. But at any rate, it could have been troops on the way to that battle, or it could be from, before or after the war.
Yeah. You like the Hoover Boys was talking about. They did a camp. Guys, before all these big battles, all these thousands of soldiers had to bivouac somewhere. They had to set up a camp with tents and latrines and horse areas. And so, yeah, it's just not the battle. There's plenty of roads and encampments and grounds that these guys had to truck over to get to where they were going.
Yeah. And then, so you were talking earlier about a place never being pounded out, and kind of related to that. So we have this former dairy farm going back, there's a house on the property from the 1950s, and then about 7 or 8 acres, and mostly pasture land and fields. And so after you had talked to the Grony boys and had a video about using 15 megahertz on the Knox, so I've been trying that over areas previously searched. And so this was another item found recently.
Is that a medallion?
Yeah, I thought it was a medallion, but I think it might actually be a pin. And it has the 4-H logo, the little clover at the top.
Oh, okay.
It's hard to show it on here. The backside has a little bit of green to it, so I'm trying to figure out how to gently clean it. But
it's cool finding 4-H stuff. You don't find that much 4-H memorabilia out there.
Yeah,
that's a pretty rare find.
Yeah, I think it's a pin like they would put on their lapel. And at first I thought it was a medallion, but then I cleaned it up and saw that it didn't have a hole in the top. So I think it's actually a pin.
Ah, okay.
And it says 10K gold. So I think it's gold filled. So it's not solid gold, but it's still.
Well, if it doesn't say 1/20 for 1/20th,
yeah,
usually your gold filled or your gold plated will say 1/20th. I found a pin like you say like that in a park, and it says 1/20th, and my jeweler says that means it's gold filled or gold plated, which means it's 1/20th gold. So if it doesn't say that, you never know, Jane. You might have a gold piece.
Yeah, I think it does say that. So it's gold plated.
Oh, okay.
10K. But it's still neat because I want to research some of the history of the 4-H club. Like I think it goes back to the early 1900s, and put that in my video when I do a little video about it, about how it gets young people interested in agriculture and trying new techniques to improve farming. So I think it'll be neat to include some of the historical aspects when I do a little video about it.
Very cool. Let me get caught up on some of the comments here. Everybody's still talking about the diets. Treasure Outdoors says, Rob, you ever consider getting a couple backyard chickens for eggs? I live in a subdivision. My house is in a subdivision with very strict city rules. My house is actually in the city, and that's a no-no. And even though Denise's house is out here in the county, it's still in an area where there's subdivision lots and you cannot have a chicken. So can't do that, Treasure Outdoors. Reed says the hard part of cutting carbs is no beer. That's true, Reed. I don't really drink, but from what I understand, there are some low carb light beers, but I don't know how they taste. So maybe they taste like crap. I don't know. For those folks that came to the dinner on Saturday night at Florida Hunt 7, you guys did see me drink one beer. It was a craft beer that had a orange flavor to it. It was some wheat ale that had an orange flavor. And I'm telling you guys, like I say, I don't drink, but damn, that beer was good that night. I really enjoyed that beer. Marty says, I've been on the venison diet for 40 years. Yep. My neighbor just recently made some venison stew. Denise wouldn't touch it, but man, that was some good venison stew. Let's see what else here. Rob, try the eggs and grits diet. It works. I like grits. I also like hominy. A lot of people from down here in the South don't know what hominy is. But being a guy from Baltimore, Maryland, the two things that I grew up eating was scrapple and hominy, and that was a big breakfast staple for us. Was scrapple and hominy. I love scrapple. Our Winn-Dixie just stopped carrying scrapple. I guess I was the only guy buying it.
Hey Rob, that kind of reminds me. I used to live over in Panama City in the Panhandle of Florida, and there was a neat restaurant there right on the water called Bayou Joe's. But long story short, there was a waitress there, and if you would order grits, she'd say, "Oh, you want some Georgia ice cream, huh?"
I've never heard it called that. Very cool. But yeah, I like grits too. And Nick Haas says he likes the term hunted down instead of hunted out. Nick, I like that term too, because I'm going to probably upset quite a few people here, but I actually do think you can get to the point where a property is hunted out. When you stop getting all the good signals, and then you start digging the crappy nail signals, and then you've gotten them all out, and then you start digging the iffy signals, unless, maybe Pat's new $1,500 Tarsace machine might be able to go a little deeper and find some other signals. I think if you have the same machine, of course, now Dalton and Troy have got the new 6-inch coil for the Knox, and they're picking stuff back up. So, I guess maybe you can say a property's never hunted out, but I do like the phrase hunted down, Nick.
Yeah, but then you got that 15 megahertz technique on the Knox.
Yes, and that is working really well, Jamie. And I thank John Groney from the Groney Boys for teaching me about that, because the first time I tried it, Jamie, I went those 5 steps. 5 steps. I wasn't in it for 30 seconds. And the machine hit on that 27 signal in the Knox, and out came that 1906 Barber dime. And we had hit that property 3 times.
Yeah, that's how I found that gold-filled pin that I showed you from the 4-H.
Yep.
These musket balls and different things that we hadn't seen there before.
Your dad says there was a Union attack in the Mariana area, and there are still Florida natives there with unhappy memories of that event, but is not well known. Yep. Cynthia said you have a cool medallion there, J-Man.
Thanks. Thanks, Cynthia. I got to hunt a little bit with Cynthia at Florida Hunt 7, and she got on a tremendous roll the last morning. She found this neat trade token that goes back from the late 1800s.
No kidding. I'd heard about the trade token, but I have not seen it. Cynthia, send me a picture of your trade token, please, dear.
Yeah, apparently on that property, there was a lot of turpentine industry business. And this was a company that did naval store goods because a lot of travel had to be done on the rivers back in those days, a lot of the commerce. And so
yeah, because we were just getting the railroad here. We were just getting the railroad through that area in North Florida because it took a while before it got down to Tampa. That's a good point. Turpentine in the Florida woods and the Florida forest, I guess you could say, up there. Turpentine was a big business in the early mid 1800s here in Florida. That was one of the first businesses around here. And like you said, Jamie, they had to boat or ship that stuff out of here or do it over land by wagon. So I could see that trade token. That's a good find. The metal detecting channel is here. We now are more international. Good morning, metal detecting channel.
good morning from the pond.
Yes, from over the pond is exactly right. Treasure Outdoors says the word freedom is very vague nowadays. Yeah, I hope that's not going to be a vague word, Treasure Outdoors. That's too important of a word. Kay says several states claim that they were the first to establish 4-H club. Not even going to get into that debate. Kay says she hates hominy. I love hominy, Kay. Jim's quoting movie lines here. And Jim, I didn't mean to giggle while J-Man was telling his story, but I read your comment about he lost 130 pounds because you got divorced. That's an old joke, but still a goodie. Metal detecting Michael and Sean K saying hi to. Everybody's saying hi to the metal detecting channel. Okay. Tommy says one of the biggest keys is eat all you want in 6 hours, say noon to 10 or 10 to 4. But if you can go 18 hours free meals, it also triggers ketosis. Thank you, Tommy. I know they always say don't eat after dinner, don't eat after 6 or 7 p.m. Never been to a restaurant that served opossum belly and grits. Me neither, Jim. And I'm willing to try some stuff, but not opossum. But that does remind me of a story. And I don't know if I've told this story before, guys. Jamie, when I was in college, many, many eons ago, I was taking a political science class, and we had a really cool instructor. And he was telling a story about how poor they were during the Great Depression, and his family didn't have nothing to eat. And there was this older guy. Now, when I say older, he's younger than I am now, but I was a 21-year-old wet behind the ears kid. And this guy was in his mid-late 50s, drove a motorcycle, and he raised his hand in the class, and he said to the instructor, he goes, no, my family was poorer than that. And the instructor said, no, nobody was poorer than us. And this guy said, well, during the Depression, my mother used to send us up to the nearest paved road from our house. And if we found something dead on the road, our family got to eat that day.
Wow.
And my instructor just stood there with his mouth hanging open, just like you did, Jamie, and went, wow, yeah, I never had to eat roadkill. That's poorer than we ever were. So yeah, you won that one for poorest family during the Depression. So let's see. John says we have a chicken tractor, a coop with wheels. We move it every few days and get free lawn mowing and fertilizing the grass supplements and chicken food. Plus, you get the eggs. There you go. Your dad's got it going there, Jamie.
Yes. So one other quick thing from that former dairy farm is this item here. Yeah.
Tag number 16. Now, what kind of tag is that?
I think it's some kind of cattle tag, but I'm not positive
Okay.
because it being a dairy farm. So I'm trying to figure out more about that. Maybe put it on ID me,
Very cool.
but something like that would be. So I'm still researching it.
Well, your dad must do a lot of research, Jamie. I think the first railroad in Florida was the one from St. Mark's to Tallahassee. They did the Harvest Turpentine on St. George Island. Yeah, like I say, I'm not. You could be right there, John. I do know. I do remember reading a lot about the Florida history around here in North Florida. That turpentine was a big business in the early days of Florida.
Yeah.
Mr. Charlie, digging it back is here. Let's do this. Charlie, we were talking about Kay says she's planning on coming to Florida at the end of this month, the end of March, Charlie. So with Jamie up in that area and Tommy and me and Pat are further away, but we'll drive up to Jamie and Tommy and Charlie's area to try and get together with Kay and see if we can all do a hunt up in that area there. So we're going to talk about that on Wednesday Zoom, Charlie, if we can all be there on Zoom Wednesday.
Yeah, that would be a lot
Tommy says, go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun for sure. So I hope we can do that. We could
absolutely
a lot of different
Southwest Florida treasure detecting. Welcome. Talked to you yesterday in the chats.
Yeah, speaking of the turpentine industry, there was a guy at Florida Hunt 6 that found a little bucket related to turpentine business, and his
I didn't know that.
Matt from Gone Digging.
So okay.
Other things from the turpentine industry were found at that Soldiers Freedom Outdoors.
Very cool. I did not know that. It's too bad that Matt and Greg had a little how should I phrase this politely? A little pissing contest that they had a little disagreement there because a lot of people were hoping Matt would be there, but too bad he wasn't. I hope he sent his $200 donation in that he told Greg he would send for the Soldiers Outdoors Freedom, like you said, J-Man. So, and who knows, hopefully he'll be there next year and we'll let bygones be bygones.
Yeah, that
would be great.
Life's too short, so hopefully it can work out so he could come
back. That's right. You're exactly right. Life is way too short.
Yeah.
Charlie says he's going to put the phone down, but he's still listening. Thank you, Charlie. Kay wants to know what SF or SWFL Southwest Florida digging channel his first name. Jim says he's growing up. Dad shot squirrels. He aimed for the rib cage, but we ate the meat from the head. Okay. Well, wouldn't the head meat be the brain? I would think so. Dennis. Thank you, Dennis. SWFL Treasure Detecting is Dennis. Welcome, Dennis. Reed says, yeah, he says it definitely looks like a tag there, Jamie.
Yeah. Thanks, Reed.
Oh, KCMD is here. Good morning, KCMD. Kicking Cancer Metal Detecting. That would be Mr. Dennis, who hunts sometimes with Mr. Parkrat. So welcome, Dennis. Great to meet you up at Florida Hunt 7. Dennis did find, the tin cans that Clark Cove did tie to his van. He did find them, even though I did see him under there before he drove. So I thought that was hilarious. And then a day later, Troy and I go get to leave Florida Hunt 7 Sunday morning, leave the hotel parking lot. And Troy's truck just started making, he thought his transmission was going bad, but I knew immediately it was the tin cans that Clark's Cove put under his truck. And I was rolling on the floor. That was a great gag that Clark's Cove did.
Yeah.
Putting those cans.
Good thing you were with Troy, so he didn't get too stressed out about it.
Probably no. He, we all had a blast. We signed the big banner that Clark's Cove had. That was a blast. That was a cool idea. Wouldn't even have thought about that. So, Deej is back. She gave Tanner her meds, and everybody's saying hi to Dennis. A disagreement. Thank you, Kay. See, leave it up to one of the ladies to put it politely. A disagreement.
Yeah. But I just watched the Clark's Cove Florida Hunt 7 video this morning, and it was really neat. They really came a long ways, and the power was out at their home in West Virginia, and there was ice and snow on the road. I think they had a 14-hour drive, but it was quite an adventure, but it was way cool to meet them in person.
Oh, absolutely. They are a riot. I watched it last week. I just happened to stumble upon it right after they put it on there. And I'm telling you, from some of their other videos, and I'm not saying their other videos are bad, but they really stepped it up with this video. The quality was excellent. The editing was excellent. The scenes that they filmed leaving their property with no power and no water, and that beautiful ice capade scenery was just gorgeous. And then they got on that first road, and you saw all those frozen trees that were snapped over and laying on the side of the road, and all that foliage just snapped because of the weight of the ice. I mean, I know it was bad, but it was also beautiful at the same time. I mean, they just filmed some beautiful scenery. And then obviously, as they got out of the snow and went through the tunnels and got into warmer ground, they were getting more excited. And and then they had the video following Dennis out in his van to the hunt. That was that was a good video, J Man. You're right.
Yeah, and I think they're going to have a part 2 coming out pretty soon. And then also Tommy from River Sticks Outdoors had a neat slideshow.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He did a nice one with the slideshow. You're right.
Yeah.
More meat on the head than the ribs, Jim says. Okay. Oops, ear, not E tag. Yes, Reed says I didn't want to say E tag, Reed, because I didn't know what you meant, but he clarified it and said it might be an ear tag to a cow, Jamie.
Okay.
Um,
That's really interesting, and that would really fit for what the property was back in the day. And I'm trying to find out the name of the dairy farm, and it's hard to do it, but maybe I can find some old plat maps or different records and figure it out one day.
all right, we're not going to go in too deep on this, but real quick, Kay said Matt most likely sent the donation. He's a great guy. And Deed says, what was the disagreement about? Matt was on a somebody's live stream, and I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was like a metal detecting forum stream, but he just made a comment about he wasn't sure if the Florida Hunt Series was getting too big for its own britches, because he thought with KG and Ringy coming and Nugget Noggin coming that maybe it was getting too much of a focus on the commercial part and the high end, the detectorists that are sponsored by Garrett and Mind Lab and Nocta and all them, and he thought maybe some of the focus was being taken off the veterans and the organization, and Greg went on a stream and made a comment that he didn't think that, he thought that was wrong, and that the focus is on the veterans and the organization and the charity, and he didn't appreciate it, and so apparently neither one of them ever talked to each other, because Matt had Greg on the year before on one of his live streams talking up Florida Hunt 6, and they had a great time at Florida Hunt 6. Matt did say it's a great charity. So he just decided he wasn't going to attend because he thought the focus was off the veterans, and that he didn't like the way Greg responded to his comment. And then Greg said, well, then I don't really need you there. And then a bunch of other people said, well, maybe Matt was just ticked off because he wasn't going to be the biggest name there. And all this stuff went back and forth. And I know a bunch of us weren't going to get in the middle of it. We just said, hey, wish you could be there. But also at the same time, we don't think the focus has been taken off the veterans. Yeah, it is a different hunt than Florida Hunt 6, because you got to realize something. We're in the middle of COVID. Well, hopefully we're towards the end of it. But, as this thing was going on and everybody was registering over the late fall and winter and spring, every other detecting convention, or what do you call it, meeting, get together, was canceled. I mean, Pound the Ground, all these different ones across the country got canceled. So Florida Hunt 7 turned into be the only one going, and it started getting national attention, being the only one. When you're Mind Lab and Garrett and Nocta and all these companies, Calico, and you got nowhere to show your products and nowhere to set up your booths, boom, Florida Hunt 7, became, Greg had already said he was going to turn it into a 2-day event. So now you've got 2 days to display your stuff on 600 acres with 400 people coming. So then a few of the big names decided to come with their sponsors. I met KG and Ringy, down to earth guys. I met Nugget Noggin Michael. Seemed like a super nice guy. Nobody bugged him. Nobody was sitting there saying, oh, he's some big, huge celebrity. Let's, people left him alone just as another metal detectorist. Went over, said hi, maybe get a picture. Guys, that function that Greg put on, Florida Hunt 7, raised $18,000 for a veterans group. Okay. That is the only thing that matters. $18,000 was raised for a charity that supports our wonderful veterans. Okay. Freedom, Camp Freedom Outdoors. And then Greg also said that his company, Home Depot, where he works at, matches a charitable donation up to $3,000. So Greg was pretty sure that his Home Depot was going to match $3,000 for the charity, which would have taken it up to $21,000. Guys, this is their big fundraising event of the year, and that's all that mattered. Okay, so Matt did say, "I wish everybody luck there, and I'm going to send $200 just to show he supported it too." So that's what it was, Deej. So hope they can come next year. Kay says Matt was I lost Deej's comment. Or KD. Matt was concerned the Florida 7 was becoming more about KG and Ringy being there than the vets. Yes, that's what I was just talking about. Matt made a remark that upset Greg. Greg was so uh, stressed out he may have misunderstood. Yeah, that's it. It was probably a misunderstanding, Sarah, Cynthia, just like you said. But nope. I mean, yeah, everybody. I went and got my picture taken with KG and Ringy. I put it in my video. I got one of their little gold colored tokens from them. But for the most part, as soon as the hunting started Saturday, guys, everybody went their way and did their hunting. It wasn't, gee, let's follow KG and Ringy around, or let's get 10,000 pictures. Nope, it turned into a metal detecting event, guys. Of course, the one that everybody had to get their pictures with was Park Rat Pat. He was the celebrity, so. But we were joking about that Pat was going to bring pictures and have autographed pictures. We were making that joke just to try and diffuse some of the tension there. So no, not Greg Finding America Deej. Greg Papalo, the organizer for Florida Hunt 6 and 7, and who I believe is also going to be doing Florida Hunt 8. Have you heard anything about that, Jamie?
No, I haven't really heard anything yet, but that would be cool if he does it again. He did a great job, and it felt very safe. Like there were times where I felt like I didn't see a soul in sight for hours.
Yeah, when me and you went out to that field, I mean, we're on a 100-acre field. There may have been like 8 guys, but they were so far away. They were the size of ants. So yeah, I did wear my mask, and a lot of people, I promised Denise that I would wear my mask at the restaurant on Friday night for the meet and greet, which I did. Our group mainly stayed outside in the outdoor dining area because a lot of people on the inside weren't wearing masks, and I didn't feel comfortable about that. And then I wore it at the invocation and the meet and greet Saturday morning. We all took off after the instructions were given, and the minister did the invocation. We all went our separate ways. And like you say, I had my mask on walking next to you to where it was just me and you next to in the middle of nowhere. And then I took my mask off, and me and you were good to go. And we didn't even run into Dalton and Troy and TJ and the guys for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And then a couple of people went past those fields. We were into further fields. But yeah, as soon as you spread those 300 people out on 600 acres, nobody was just like you said, Jamie, nobody was on top of anybody.
Yeah. And after I saw you that first morning, a little while later in that Omaha field, I ran into a guy who's got a channel called Cop Tech, and he's a guy, police officer for more than 30 years.
Yep, he's a retired police officer. I met him Wednesday night or Friday night at the meet and greet.
Yeah,
and he's fairly new to the hobby, but he just absolutely loves it.
Yeah,
So
I think he just put out a Florida Hunt 7 video, so I'm going to watch his video. But he's a neat guy, and he puts a lot of history.
Yes.
Videos, and he did one video about restoring a Tootsie Toy car that was really detailed and really interesting.
Yep. He seems like a nice guy. I met him Friday night. Obviously, I met Cynthia that night. I met Corey, the detecting bunny that night, who had just done that beach hunt with Pat, and Pat had just met him. So we met Corey that night. I had never actually met the Groney boys. Troy and Dalton have hunted with them, but I've never been able to get together. So I was able to meet them. And then Tommy was up there doing his live stream and filming with his partner he hunts with, and the guy that looks like Santa Claus. And then TJ and Frank were up there. That was the first time I'd met Frank, TJ's buddy. And so yeah, let's see here. Reed says Clark's Cove is giving away that banner everyone signed. All right, I didn't know if they'd let everybody know that, Reed. I knew that, but I didn't want to say that yet. But apparently they're letting everybody know that. So yeah, that's going to be a giveaway that they're doing, which I think is a cool, great idea. Jim Steele says liver and onions, no better meal. Jim, that's what my mother loved, and every time she cooked it, the liver would smell up the house. But she'd give it to our collie back then because the liver was supposed to be good for their coats to make a sheen. But nope, not even liver and onions. Cynthia says, yeah, she agrees. Nope. I agree with Kay. Ew.
Well, I think I'll jump back down and get in the chat room, Rob, but I really appreciate being able to come on.
Well, thanks for showing us that stuff. And like Reed says, he thinks it might be an ear tag, Jamie. So good find there, buddy. I've never found one of them.
Yeah, thanks, Reed. I really appreciate that because that'll help me when I put together my video coming
there
up.
There you go. Boom.
See everybody.
All right. Thanks, James. So Tommy, okay, I see Tommy's 2 comments. We're just going to let those go, Tommy, but everybody can see them. Farmers put those tags on the ears of the cow for ID. Yep, thank you, Frankie. Kay said she'll ask Matt. Thank you, Kay. I appreciate that. Yep, $18,000, Dennis. Greg raised $18,000. So first, a great cause. Absolutely. Mr. Merlin says he's going to be on in 14 minutes, so we'll see Merlin in 14 minutes. Cynthia said she got to meet Nugget Noggin, whose first name is Michael, who got me interested in metal detecting. Yep, Cynthia, we were all talking about that, and I think in the in Pat's Zoom last week or in this chat, that several people, especially a few of the female detectors, had got interested in metal detecting because Nugget Noggin, the young guy, was one of the first videos they'd seen on YouTube about metal detecting. Jim says, "Sorry, folks, but I got to go. My metal detector is calling to me, and that is more important, Jim. So you go have a damn good day metal detecting." Yeah, Kay. How many autograph pictures did Pat give out? I don't even know if he made his stills, Kay, but we were joking about that. He called me up and he's like, I'm gonna have these 8x10 glossy black and whites made so everybody can come over and get my picture. Pat's hilarious. John says, speaking of ear tags, Florida was open range until about 49. I did not know that. He thinks it was Governor Fuller Warding who led the change for change the open range laws. Wow, that's what the whole movie Open Range is about with Kevin Costner and Robert Duvall. That the rancher or the cattle drivers are losing their open land with the fencing, and the big fight over that. And I never even thought about that in Florida. I moved here in '73, and guys, most it was still cattle and orange groves was most everything. Um, which you see a lot less of both nowadays. But never even thought about open range in Florida. Just I don't know why, John. Just never thought about that. Kay says Texas is pretty much all privately owned land here. It's all about permissions and city properties here. She says with a sad face. Fences everywhere. Well, we got a lot of fences here in Florida. Jeff the Real Man. There you go, Cynthia. Metal Detecting UK with Metal Detectives of Dorset. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Hello, everyone. How you guys doing? We are great over here, UK. And I'm going to say your name is Adrian since everybody's saying hi to you. I'm trying to make sure I put names to channel names. Okay, I blocked two of them. I put them in timeout, and one of them tried another comment, and it came up on my screen that says message. This person is still in timeout, and I guess they both tried comments and they didn't work, so they left. But what's funny though, Kay, is one of them said they were subscribed. One of them popped up and had the little red circle for YouTube that shows that they were a subscriber of mine, which probably means I'll lose a subscriber today. Reed says, Superman have kryptonite, I have liver. You got that right, Reed. BC Treasure Trails is here. Good morning. Good afternoon, wherever the hell we're in right now. See, Morty says liver and onions too. Nope, 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 nope. Cynthia said she's watched Michael since he was 14. I don't think I've seen him that soon. It's funny that I know, guys. I've been on YouTube for about 3.5 years now. I've been metal detecting for 4. Actually, I guess I've been on YouTube for almost 4. And you go back and you watch like I was in JD's variety channel stream last night, guys. He was doing some boxes of halves and just having a fun BS with his subscribers thing, and he was so I was telling Denise how because he does that little teeny basketball thing. He does dunks if somebody gives him a super chat. So I went back and she goes, he's not really good at basketball. I go, oh, actually he is. I said, if you go back and watch some of his videos from 2016, he used to do like Harlem Globetrotter tricks. JD was a really good basketball player during his high school and college days. So if you go back and go back to just type in JD's variety channel basketball, it'll take you back to all his videos he did in the gym when he was doing trick shots. And it's funny because you see him back 5 years ago and it'll say like, oh, 3,000 views. And you're like, wow, he was still new then. His videos now get, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 views. And, but yeah, a lot of the channels, if you watch them long enough, but yeah, you can see Nugget Noggin grow up. He was just a kid when he started out with a side of lima beans. Nope. I love vegetable guys, but not lima beans. Tommy says he has the same tag, so he's pretty sure that that's what that is. Thank you, Tommy. Agreed. After all, after all that beer, how can you still have a liver? Lima bean seasoned with salt. Yeah, I'm not a big lima bean guy. So the sword's saying hi to BC Treasure. So I'm glad you guys know each other. No thanks on the Limeburger. I agree with Cynthia. Yeah, Kay, that used to be a big thing between the ranchers and the cattle farmer. Yeah, or the sheep farmers. Yeah, that movie Open Range really kind of showed that off. Southwest Florida treasure touchdown. I found a nice silver chain last night. My first item from an actual beach hut. Oh, really cool. I have yet to find anything from a beach cut yet. They still do cattle drives in Florida, Rob. Well, wouldn't that be cool, Tommy? They don't do anything around here anymore. Maybe out there in North Florida, because we went through a lot of open land up there, Tommy, driving up to North Florida. All right, did I miss something that Dennis found? Did he get his basketball goal installed? He just got a little one up over his doorway, Nick, that's got one of them little Nerf balls. I don't know if he's put his regular basketball court up outside his house yet. Kay says she loves cheeses. Well, cheeses are good, Kay. They have no carbs. Nugget is a super nice kid. I know, Tommy, now that we're the age we are, we think of him as a kid. Got to go, Rob. Good stream all. Thank you, Deej. Appreciate you being here. We're going to wrap this up in 8 minutes, guys, because Marlon's stream starts. JD used to live in an apartment complex that had an old school gymnasium. And I did not know that, Nick. I just thought he went down to the local gymnasium, but I didn't know that. I see a lot of new names to me. Try and catch up with you all. So, well, thank you, Southwest. He can do some really good trick shots with a basketball. Yes, he can. Yeah, that would be interesting, J-Man, to weigh that to see. Had to bring in my awning, Dennis says. Is it windy out there, Dennis? I have not been outside yet. They still do some travel drives in California, too. Wow. Yeah, Reed, I imagine you have lots of open range in Nevada. I need to change my name. Too many Dennises here in the community. Just Dennis from KCMD. Cynthia, we're expecting 35 to 40 miles an hour today. Well, Dennis, you might be getting more wind than us. We were only supposed to have 13 to 15 mile an hour down here, but that's why I didn't do my live stream from outside today. I was afraid it would just sound like a windstorm. Kay says, who in basketball? JD's Variety Channel, Kay. If you go back and look at some of his old videos from 5 years ago, he used to do a lot of basketball trick shot videos. I like JD's Variety Channel. He is enthusiastic. Yes, he is. And he tries different types of treasure hunting. Yes, he is. He's really evolved his channel nicely. Kay says NDF Digger. Okay. But welcome, Dennis. He brought in his awning from his 600 square foot. Well, actually, no, 60 square foot. He could really bankrupt those people at the fairs. I bet he could, Nick. I bet he could show up and surprise the hell out of them. We're still live, Donna. Yes, we are. Thank you for making one. We're still live. We're going to be switching over to Marlins here in about 6 minutes, but thank you for coming in, Donna. You caught us. Marty says I'm going to run potty break heading to Marlins. Having a wonderful day. Thank you, Marty. The wind is picking up a little here in South Carolina. Okay, Petey. I think it's that storm that's going across the whole area, Petey, from all the way from down here with us all the way up to you. Rob, did you see the reveal video for my For my gin? Did you say gin or Jim? You mean Dennis? JD is a really smart guy. 72 square foot, Dennis says. Okay, I'm sorry, Dennis. Sorry, I said 60. Kay says, yep, we're live for just a few minutes longer, Donna. Then we're going to go head over to Marlins. Donna, so if you wouldn't mind, you can get to see us all and talk to us all over at Marlins. Marlon does an exciting video. I'm gonna have to learn how he does some of those things, like that little spin board he does. And then his intro he does when he brings a guest on, he does that clip where everybody's holding the guy up in the concert that's going across the I forget what they call that, but you're gynecologist. He meant gun, Rob. Oh, okay. Oh, his gun. That's right. That's right. His gun. He's doing his oh crap. Electrolysis is on. No, I did not see the reveal video for your gun yet, Dennis. I did see it when you revealed it to us early at on Pat's live stream that we weren't supposed to say nothing. But since you got your video out, I can talk about it. Yeah, guys, go check out KCMD's video on his gun, his really cool gun he found that he's been doing electrolysis on, and he got his gun cleaned up, and he's just posted the video. So there you go, Dennis. Hopefully we'll drive some people over to KCMD metal detecting and go check out your gun you did the electrolysis. I know. I'm hilarious. It is a gorgeous gun. It looked really good in Pat's Zoom meeting Wednesday night. And for you guys new to the stream here, Park Rat Pat, Park Rat Metal Detecting channel, does a Zoom meeting, which is not affiliated anything to do with YouTube. So it does get a little crazier there on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you go to any one of his videos in his description about section, he puts his phone number for the Zoom. And what's nice about Zoom is you don't have to download an app, guys. You just click on Zoom on your computer, zoom.us, and it says join a meeting. You click join a meeting. It says type in the phone number. You type in 427-526-3884. Click on it. It says, do you want to use this camera? You click yes, and then it takes you to the meeting. It says, please put in the password. You type in the same phone number, and boom, you're in the Zoom meeting. It's as easy as this StreamYard is. Dennis got it a little more clean, and it looks fantastic. Well, I'm going to go check that out. All right, guys. Marlon's coming on in 1 minute, so let's get geared up for Marlon. Like Marty says, he's going to take a potty break, which is what I'm going to do, and get me another cup of coffee since I made me a whole pot today. And we'll see everybody over in Marlon's meeting. Pat gets pretty salty sometimes in Zoom. Yeah, Cynthia, only after he's drinking, and yeah, we'll leave it at that. Be sure to check out Dennis. I'm still trying to restore my cap gun and see if it will fire off caps. Oh, well, that'll be cool if you could get an old gun restored to fire off the cap guns. All righty, guys. We'll see you over at Marlins. Thank everybody for being here, and we'll see you over at Marlins stream, guys. Boom. See you next week.